It's true. We've already been spoiled with quite some fantastic Dota already earlier in the day today, and let's hope that continues here into this best of 5. So as we heard, exciting talks around the miCKe coming in from Quinn to end the draft from Gaimin. Do you think this is something that did go under Liquid's radar?
I mean, we've seen people talking about it. The pubs have been riddled with it. Thompson was playing it a ton. Quinn and tons of these pubs as well, too. There's just a lot of heroes that you have to think about, and it is Grand Final, so this becomes its own mini-meta. So things are going to come out that you maybe didn't expect fully, but we'll see if it ends up working, because you can tell why they wanted it. Panel talked about it, the anti-saves, the silence versus the puck and stuff like that. So, yeah, let's see what ends up going down and how these matchups end up going. I haven't seen a miCKe versus puck matchup in a long, long time, if not ever.
It's going to be exciting to see what Quinn can pull off, especially as we saw in some of the replays earlier being shown from Nisha this tournament on his puck. He has had some insane showings. Let's see if he's going to be on the way to get some more of those rampages that we know he's able to pull out on this hero. Overall, though, do you have a preference with the style that either of the teams have decided to pull out here in this first game of the best of 5?
Liquid's gone more for just the standard at this tournament, right? I feel like Gaming, they've clearly gone a little bit different. Yes, 3 of the heroes look very, very normal, but the miCKe and the miCKe are a bit of that oddball out, at least currently in this meta. So we'll see what dyrachyo in particular wants to do with this, because what I'm looking at with this lane is that they're just trying to sustain versus this damage that comes out from this Visage and this Tusk that can be very, very oppressive. They've got tons of sustain with Divine Favor, they'll be able to mana burn, and of course miCKe just has built-in sustain from that Chaos Strike.
I mean, how much does that sort of mess with Liquid's game plan if Liquid's duo lane down here isn't necessarily able to find early kills?
I probably messes with it a decent amount because that's the way they've played with 33, just looking for constant kills, but Liquid is not afraid to break 33 out of this lane. I've seen him roaming at like the 6-minute mark as this Visage, and it ends up working out a lot of times. So it's all going to come to if they can get those type of trade kills or not. It feels like it could be difficult for them to pressure this lane down bottom, but they are taking care of that Satyr. So that's the second time now Celery has put the Satyr, the one that burns the mana, the Mind Steal, I believe it's called, and it killed it twice. So that's actually huge because it reduces that mana. Also, it gives that extra mana to dyrachyo too. So it's good that they're able to clear that one out to at least try to apply some pressure onto this miCKe.
Yeah,
mid lane,
Quinn
is giving it to Nisha.
He certainly is getting a fair few denies in, of course, already in this miCKe versus puck matchup. Now in with the trick of the trade, he's going to find the first blood. Well, I said, I don't know if Liquid expected this miCKe to come out, and I don't know if Nisha was prepared to play this matchup, or at least expected something like that to come out from him. Quinn just jumps in and kills him off first.
After already decimating in the laning phase too, the first 2-3 waves, 10 and 4 on this miCKe. You heard it from Blitz. Quinn likes to play these little bit of cheesy heroes in a way, but this one, at least in the first few waves, it's gonna be great. And you can see, we talked about the reasons why they want it later on. So if he's off to a good start, can be a very dangerous hero.
Absolutely, he's going to be just such a nuisance for every single one of Liquid's heroes if Quinn does start to ball out of control.
Honestly, all of them, a lot of them do really suffer.
What do you do?
Yeah,
What do you do? There's miCKe sneaking around, jumping on top of you, slamming down a smoke screen and killing you off with this incredible amount of damage with the tricks of trade. Yeah, Quinn gets his first item at a quick timing. Liquid, they've got some serious problems they're going to have to start answering.
Absolutely, but they do have strong lane up top in particular. miCKe, they do have great ways to rotate around the map and pressure everywhere too, so should be able to react. It's just, if he's able to sneak into these back lines, it's going to disrupt a lot of these potential saves that come out either from Boxy and from Insania.
Now looking at the top lane so far, miCKe's farm, perfectly fine. Obviously, Gaimin Gladiators getting the Ace Underlord in. We saw how incredible Ace is on this hero and just how much this hero offers, right? In that crazy game we had earlier, this can absolutely be the hero that it's that crucial part to just get you the win, get on top of the Ancient, end the game. There's so much you can do with it, and Ace, he knows how to do everything with it.
Yeah, it matches mobility as well too, which is really, really nice versus something like Nature's Prophet when the game starts getting to these type of moves that are happening all over the map. So yeah, it's definitely obviously their bread and butter, and they've moved up that priority so much, just first picking it now.
And they're not afraid to do so whatsoever. On the other side of the map, dyrachyo still continuing to have very little pressure applied to him because of the nature of the setup that Gaimin Gladiators went with this duo lane. Is definitely playing out, as you'd imagine, just consistently staying at full HP and finding opportunities to get a little bit aggressive themselves. They're in on a 33. Going to try and hide in the trees.
Another nuke.
Going to be the block off there from Box. He's able to present himself, make sure the Celery and dyrachyo cannot continue to chase. Maybe if they can turn and try and take down Celery in return, another Solar Subject comes in. It's enough burst. Liquid.
Nicely done, Boxy. Giving it to dyrachyo too.
Able to bait Gaimin Gladiators in there deep enough and turn around. You can never underestimate the damage coming out when these few fully charged Soul Assumptions come flying back at you.
Or how much Drinking Buddies just does in general, right? Boxy just giving them that mobility, being able to turn that fight beautifully. And they killed the creep. That's the important thing too. We saw it again. I think they've killed 4 of them or something like that. And that one was the Harpy Stormcrafter that they were able to bring down while the chase was coming out as well. So very good identification of make sure those creeps just don't bully them out. But mid continues to be a big problem. Quinn, 23-10 to the 16-2.
It really does. It's going to be one of those sort of situations where I feel like Nisha is going to really be keeping his eyes open for big opportunities on the side lanes once he hits the 6. To see if there's heroes who can team up and help him out, or maybe even some sort of early potential from miCKe to come in with a teleport, maybe a support rotation. Probably looking around that 6-minute power ring timing to try and catch Quinn out.
No, absolutely. And I would imagine like the combos that they can do with the coil plus the Wrath of Nature, they might want to give miCKe just extra levels up here. So I want to see Insania maybe play just further on the side, just get that 6 very early on so that Nisha can make that first move with that extra big bonus damage. And miCKe's actually making a potential move. He's canceling a few mimes.
Bottom lane.
Getting gun on top.
They're going in with a dive on towards dyrachyo. The Solar Subject burst come in. They take him out.
Celery's got to get a trade.
Same time indeed on that top lane, losing miCKe. So whilst the aggression came out from Liquid first down bottom, overall they're the ones to lose 2 heroes, top and bottom lanes.
miCKe started TPing right in front of them, so they just put the pin on him and committed onto him. So it's a little bit of an overzealous move that he tried to join down bottom and will get punished immediately from Ace and from Tofu.
Yeah, rare mistake from miCKe on his profit. It's something that can happen, I guess, when you're watching the minimap, looking elsewhere, and not being too careful with the position that you're actually leaving your actual unit in. miCKe, it's got to be more careful against these 2 top.
And overall, I would say for miCKe, it is the first pick hero of this game, and it does feel like it does have a lot of counters in particular. We saw it struggle a couple of times on this main stage as well, so we'll see how miCKe can endure. Just these heroes getting on top of him early.
Boxy trying to bring Nisha over to help them close the gap on towards Quinn. They come to the TP from miCKe. This is the move you expect to see here at the 6 minute. Trying to punish the Ricky. Quinn, he'll jump over to the creep wave. The Soul Scepter will be dodged with that movement, but the snowball connects. They bring Quinn down. It takes a lot.
It takes 2 sentries, a dust, and a commitment from the Nature's Prophet. That is a lot to get this Ricky down, but a move that maybe was necessary to slow him down.
On top lane, Nisha coming in with a rotation, see if they can pick something more out of this early action. Liquid face down on towards Tofu, but to deal with the orb missing, Tofu's going to opt for the TP out. There's nothing to stop it. So Liquid, they won't find anything more.
Just trying to get involved though as much as possible. Get these early moves to just slow down the Ricky, who's having that amazing start. But yeah, a lot committed. Literally 2 sentries plus a dust plus an extra rotation. And now Celery, he's felt the option to be able to actually move top and potentially play around Ace here.
And Ace, pretty terrifying already, of course, as the Underlord. We've seen so many times when he's on this hero, once he gets the ball rolling, it definitely becomes this lane, this area that the opponents just don't really want to go to, and if they do, it just takes so much to try and slow down an Underlord when he's really hit his stride. Yeah, and it's a standard Gaimin Gladiators kind of draft, right? These auras are going to come, and they're going to come quick, so if you start losing these towers too early, those auras will come even faster, especially that pipe in particular for Ace that will come out, which is going to be pretty crucial, honestly. Like, the damage from Liquid in the early game is pretty much all magical, besides that Visage plus the drinking buddies.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Heavy pressure being applied that at the moment isn't being matched quite yet by Liquid, yet to do that much damage at all to the safe lane tier 1 of Gaimin Gladiators.
The nice thing though is that 33's actually just been able to sit bottom. He's top net worth on this Visage. We've seen a couple times this hero can get ganked and pushed out of lane a little.
Celery, nice grab there, takes over the Hellbear Smasher, gets a clapping on towards Insania. Tofu's in on top of him. Gaimin Gladiators completely taking over Liquid's jungle. This top half of the map, not a safe place for Liquid to be. Over in the river, they've got the Dream Core. miCKe comes in with the TP. Quinn did get the smoke screen down in time, and it's definitely helping him out, but is it enough to allow him to jump away? Tricks of the trade there. Blink strike out to the side. He's able to get out, and he's able to get a regen rune as well. Liquid, they're desperately trying to find Quinn in the mid. Last time they succeeded. This time, they don't get him fogged.
Oh, and he gets a regen too. They committed 4 heroes plus another dust, just trying to bring him down. They're really just trying to get rid of this rat. But Quinn, yeah, surviving, just staying under that smoke screen.
I mean, they're bringing in the action. Dyrachyo's collapsing in on mid. Ace is ready to come over with the ultimate. They want to try and take this fight. Gaimin Gladiators, they jump forward. Dyrachyo's going to get caught with the immediate stun, but now he's ready to turn. Has the control in on towards the tusk. Boxy to fall. Gaimin Gladiators, they're feeling strong with the group up.
They lost the birds, the familiars. Both just get taken out immediately from the group up.
And they're ready to split back up straight away. Go back to farming. Ace will stick around in the mid. Putting this pressure on. I mean, they're just showing themselves, you know, Liquid, they can try and make these moves, but now, Gaimin Gladiators, they will be ready to respond. And under the tower, Quinn's in with the tricks of the trade. Insania has already used the disruption. He's trying to juke around the tree line, but Quinn will find him. Another one for the Ricky. Celery, in return, does get caught out. Nisha, Boxy, and 33 pick him off to the side.
They're trying to match this tempo. Just how many heroes are we seeing brought to the mid lane? But immediately, as that mid lane hole pressure happened, dyrachyo just bailed out. He's like, I don't want to stay around here. We're not going to get the tower. I know they're going to match us. So he goes back to farm.
Tofu is a little bit deep here.
Another soul assumption.
Oh, uphill miss, miss. Okay, well, that's going to cause some issues. Soul assumption will solve the issues, though. Gets the hit in. 33 able to finish up another and continue to just have this incredible amount of farm. Top net worth right now here on the Visage.
Yeah, he's having a great time. And we'll have always drinking buddies plus his familiars when it does come back up. Now the cooldown is back, so we'll have that one at the ready. The wards right now plays from Gaming, it's very oppressive. So you can tell the type of game that they're liking to play, which they usually do, is apply pressure, take these early towers, and kind of snowball off of that. So Liquid responding nicely and will be able to respond again. They've got Coil ready, and they've got Wrath of Nature. Every time they have these two ultis, it feels like they can try to match that tempo of Gaimin.
Nisha. Oh, easy deny.
Got him.
Just in time. I wonder if that was going to be ones where they get the pickup and then deny at the same time, but not quite. Nisha able to take it out before Quinn gets the refuel. And Quinn, of course, working well on the way towards that diffusal blade first. Wants to get completely stuck in on the action. He's got the setup here with the silence. Good knockback with a flame break, keeping him in the silence a little bit longer, but they don't have any further lockdown beyond that. So Nisha still able to escape.
But every time he shows his face, Nisha's getting put below 50% HP, so the extra kill threat could come through that next jump. Nisha does have to be very cautious.
I mean, we might see that jump coming, maybe not towards him, but maybe towards the bottom instead. And as soon as they show their hand mid, make that play, Quinn and Tofu fall back.
They've got the Fiends Gate ready.
Has been scanned out, though.
Liquid has to be ready with the numbers, because the extra number can be brought from Gaming from that Fiends Gate. So miCKe has to be at ready.
And with the scan hitting, looks like Liquid should not get caught off guard by this. Quinn's looking back towards the mid.
Nisha.
And do have the Fiends Gate, as you say, if you want to make this play over towards him. Silence just set things up. Good angle with the flame break. Keeps him in range of the stun as well for dyrachyo. Tofu knowing perfectly how to hit these angles and get the most out of Quinn's smoke screens.
It's not your most traditional kind of way to lock down a puck. It's not a stun, but
it's a tricky one.
Into a knockback. It's beautiful. 3K lead off that. Now potentially be able to pressure this tower here, and they still have Fiends Gate at the ready. So Liquid, difficult to be able to contest this one until Nisha does respawn.
And with this tower gold, if they're able to take it in a bit more, Quinn's pretty much going to have the diffusal coming out. A very quick time.
A devastating one for these supports, the Shadow Demon in particular, but Nisha is going to need some help, and I'm looking at his itemization right now. He is just queuing up the normal Witchblade and stuff. Will need some type of answer to protect himself versus this Riki early on.
I mean, with this Riki getting this sort of a good start, do you imagine we'll see adaptation from the support item builds on Liquid to try and respond to this?
Probably. I mean, you're going to need to just all queue 4 steps in particular. You know, you're playing versus Riki. The shard's going to be devastating at some point.
Behind the tower,
dyrachyo.
It's pretty deep here, but he's got backup from Ace. Comes in with the Fiends Gate. Gaimin Gladiators, they've got the numbers, but so has Liquid as well. 33 looking to push back Nisha here with the soul assumptions. dyrachyo turns, get the stun, but the disruption save will be there. For Nisha buying him some time, but the smoke screen persists. He'll get the orb off, jump out of the side, holds them back with the dream core, but the flame break hits. The final rank that's come through. Tofu able to take Nisha down. Gaimin Gladiators considering pushing in for more. Jump forward with the tricks of the trade. The snowball buys some safety for Boxy. He rolls over towards Tofu. He has the lasso up and ready. The lockdown's there. They bring in Boxy. Boxy to fall. Gaimin Gladiators, they get 2. They're even considering pushing it for more up to the tier 2. Finally, they'll hold back. Liquid. They'll be pushed right back away from this all, and each and every one of these fights, we're seeing both teams turn up in their numbers, but Gaimin Gladiators, they've just got that extra little bit of power that's required to make sure they come out on top each and every time.
I mean, it's these auras. You can see that the damage, which was actually even pretty much across the board inside of this fight. 5,000 from both sides, but that little bit of extra sustain that you see that Gaming has. They've got the heal coming out from the Chen. He's got 4 of these auras blocking magic damage, giving extra HP regen, giving extra armor too. That's the difference maker. And now Quinn, the diffusal is done. We'll see how much he wants to move up the priority of that shard, since it can be great versus these shaves. But right now, Gaming, they're starting to get that ball rolling that we've seen them really take over games with. And it doesn't feel like they're really going to slow down at all.
Not at all, especially if Quinn gets away with this, going straight for the Ags after the diffusal. Yeah. His farm, his sort of net worth advantage, it's not going to stop unless Liquid can find ways to take him out. As we're seeing so far, it's proven to be incredibly difficult. And yeah, with the addition of Ace now having the Crimson Guard, things are really coming together for Gaimin Gladiators in the way you can only imagine they planned for when they look to try and strike hard at Liquid in this game 1 with this first draft.
And especially with like a Riki pick, you know, their idea, and I think a good idea versus Liquid would be shut down Nisha in a lot of these games. So that is exactly what they've done so far. And yeah, difficult to see how Nisha can be protected unless they fully play around him, but he needs this protection. He cannot go down at the start of the fight. They need multiple different orbs, multiple different silences to come in. If he goes in like he did last time and just gets killed after one full set of spells, it's just not going to be enough for them to push gaming away.
I mean,
now getting more auras. The Crimson's now online.
It just feels whatever happens now at this stage, these next few minutes of play, I don't know if Liquid can look to fight, because the damage, it's just not going to be there.
No, and miCKe, he is spotted. They're going to look to react up here, but the damage is quick. Can Boxy bail him out?
He's going to try, but there's only so much he can do. The drinking buddy play will come in. It's not going to save him. miCKe still to fall. Ace comes over with the Fiend's Gate. They're ready to punish Boxy as well. As Boxy, nobody here to help him out. As Gaimin Gladiators, they're making it look pretty easy now, picking up kills, picking up objectives.
They're playing too fast, and Liquid, they're not prepared for it, Owen. They're TPing to react, but by the time that they TP and react, it feels like it's too late. They have to be there at least with one of those extra heroes to bail someone out first. Gaimin now gets a tier 2 at the 15-minute mark.
This is crazy.
And those auras, they're gonna, as we said, start accelerating very fast. Celery, I believe the Solar Crest is done. They've got Crimson, and Pipe is soon gonna be on the horizon for Ace. Liquid, they only really have that Boots of the Bearing at the moment on 33, so not really that much damage mitigation coming out for them versus what is heavy damage from Gaimin and heavy damage mitigation.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Even if Liquid land their spells, what sort of combo is there that they have right now that gets even close to threatening Gaimin Gladiators in a 5v5?
It's just got to catch heroes isolated really for the most part, but yeah, they're starting to get very tanky. Even Quinn, without having auras, he's sitting at close to 1500 HP on a Riki when he's on those strength treads. And he is going to win, so he's just going to go down the normal, like, just scaling build rather than going for his axe or his shard. He doesn't feel like he needs it, probably, because
Absolutely
of how good
not.
this early game has gone. He probably can go for this type of play that allows him to scale and then go back for the shard when he feels necessary. Because so far, they haven't been able to save the puck anyway. Liquid.
See if they can find some of these pickoffs that they desperately need. Tofu, he'll get caught out. It's one quick one here for Liquid. Maybe see if this can get something else with the Dream Coil setup. Quinn's been found. The follow-up silence, they've got him completely locked down. Liquid, they find the chance here to strike at Gaimin Gladiators one by one. And they get one of the big ones. Quinn, he's out.
Best way to be able to play versus Gaming, split them up. Catch them when they are moving away. When they're grouped, very strong. But if you catch some of these individual heroes, that's the power of the lineup.
Absolutely, yeah. Team fight is not an option right now for Liquid.
No.
They're finding their opportunities here to take something away from Gaimin Gladiators in terms of this one by one.
They will start to get these items that will allow them to start getting more team fights, though. More damage in particular for miCKe. I believe the Gleipnir is now going to be finished, so smaller tools to be able to enable them to take actual head-on 5v5s rather than just needing pickoffs.
Bottom lane, they've got their eyes on Nisha.
They're going to go for him right away.
Quinn, he's ready to lead in. Boxy is standing by his side, but how much can the Toss do to save the puck? Smoke screen's there. Fiend's Gate comes in. Drinking buddies will drag him out to the side. The pit catches onto the three of them. dyrachyo gets the pull back onto Insania. The shards will actually get some space there for Insania, but Quinn's able to jump over. The stun comes out though. Insania's able to target the ult off on towards Quinn. Incredible save there by Boxy with the shards, keeping Insania alive, allowing him to play his hand, and that now enables Liquid to potentially turn the fight around. They'll look towards Ace. Boxy charging forward. Nisha, he's been caught again. This time he'll fall. Boxy caught by the lasso. dyrachyo beating into it. Boxy turns. They've taken down a second. Double kill for miCKe. Celery got in his brow. Triple kill for miCKe. Liquid. What a way to turn around the fight that Gaimin Gladiators absolutely put everything into. And it was the little things, as I said, Boxy. A fantastic angle with the shards, giving Insania just that little bit of movement, little bit of space to get out, to be able to turn, survive, get the demonic purge off.
They were prepared for that fight. That's the important thing. They didn't have to TP every single hero. They had Box in position for the initial go. I can't believe Quinn lives, by the way. He actually dodged demonic purge with his tricks of the trade there. So that's the only reason he actually survives in it instead of losing 4 heroes. Liquid, the numbers were there. They were super prepared.
Crazy stuff. I mean, now the goal difference is flickering between the two of them. The exact fight that Liquid needed to find to take away that lead. Gaimin Gladiators was starting to build.
It's so much gold that they can get if they're able to just get miCKe getting to this turret kind of position, and 33 able to just shoot, what, 5, 6 soul assumptions? So he got a ton of bonus gold as well. And they brought it down to even. And now starting to accrue these items, these auras, and these items to protect the supports.
Now they're ready to go. They're not scared of a team fight no more, Liquid, after that.
Quinn is scouting them to dust.
And straight into the high ground.
A little awkward here now.
Gaimin Gladiators is looking back at them.
He's got a lasso in 2 seconds here.
Tofu's tempted to go, see if he can get any sort of catch. Off to the side of the Fiend's Gate. It's coming in. dyrachyo.
Dyrachyo
just completely caught alone there. It looks like some sort of attempt there for Gaimin Gladiators to try and pincer in Liquid, but Liquid just ends up catching dyrachyo alone. There's nobody by his side. A Phoenix Gate was laid down, but they weren't going to be able to get to him in time to help out.
They're still looking for the fight. Ace actually goes through this portal.
Oh.
Ace?
All right, he's pretty tanky. I mean, but they might find the setup here if Boxy can get the angle. See how much they want to try and chase for this Liquid. Ace into the trees. Sharks will find him. I mean, slowly but surely, Liquid, they're surrounding him. Gaimin Gladiators are coming in from the side, and maybe it's a bit of a bait. Is it a successful bait, or is it a mistake? He's going to try and push him forward, but Liquid make a turn, bring in the damage to bring down Ace. The coil is there. Liquid, they're tearing them apart here. Quinn trying to run just back in onto the side. The orb comes down for Nisha, takes him out. Sprout catches Celery. Liquid.
They're just winning all these fights now.
They've really
got these items. They've got the entire group up, and now this tower is in trouble. They've got a cliff. Beautiful fights coming out. Boxy in particular tanking up, being able to get these beautiful shards to start it off. And honestly, Ace, he kind of just delivered himself a little bit there.
I mean, that's why I felt that maybe this was going to be like a calculated bait by him. But yeah, going through the gate, Liquid, they just turn, chase him down. And at the end of the day, he only ends up baiting his own team into a fight that goes horrifically.
And look at another aura, full Shivas for 33. Massive to be able to counteract a lot of this healing, but also just be able to stop these heroes from kind of bursting him down at all. He's 7-0-7 on Visage now.
I'll see it again, as you say, now Boxy knowing exactly where to find Ace in the tree line. Gaimin Gladiators, they really try and rally around their Underlord at this point, but at that stage it's too low.
I mean, the coil catches literally everybody all clumped up. Nisha, he's made the full recovery from that early game. It's a distant memory now. And he does have his defensive Force Staff. They have the Ghost Scepter on the Shadow Demons. They've got the answers now to be able to protect themselves versus this Ricky, who now has just died a couple times in a row.
A smile's coming out there from Nisha. It's got to feel pretty good having the impact that he's having now in these fights after such a tough start off the back of the laning stage. Needs to calm down a bit again. Gaimin Gladiators, the claim their Tormentor.
They're playing to their strength though, and it is daytime, so that Roche potentially an option here for Liquid if they want to group up and go for it now that they have this great way to team fight, great way to keep these lanes in an aggressive position too. Gaimin has to be careful about these next few moments. They cannot make another mistake like that versus Liquid, or it's going to be difficult to recover. Absolutely. They literally hand-delivered dyrachyo in that fight and also aped afterwards. Then, they're going for this Roche, and it's tough to contest this one. Not going to make it in time.
Smoke coming out from Gaimin Gladiators. They're going to look to try and swing across towards the mid, but indeed with the movements from Nisha over towards Roshan and the rest of his team, unlikely that they actually get a catch here. They could look to continue to swing down and maybe try and fight post Aegis, but that would be a risky call to make.
Yeah, especially at the point now that dyrachyo is not nearly as farmed as this Nature's Prophet, and miCKe is massive. 4,000 difference between him and that CK.
That's sort of the cleanup that he's been enabled to have in the last few fights. It's massively propelled him ahead.
Absolutely. And also, I mean, Quinn, he does have his Aghanims finished, but that shard has been delayed a lot. We saw a couple saves come out that he maybe could have gone down the route of going for it, so could maybe have been an error that he wanted to go for this type of scaling rather than just being able to match the pressure of Liquid, not having that shard to stop these saves. And Liquid now, with this momentum, they're onto high ground. These towers drop very fast. There's no glyph.
Well, let's see how much they can push it. They've got the Aegis ready, of course, and miCKe is ready to frontline. Gladiators, they have got lasso potential to try and punish overextensions. Tier 3's gone.
I mean, and who used the glyph there? That tower's just gone. They don't have it for these racks.
There's the Dream Coil from Nisha. Okay, you've got to only imagine that Liquid want to try and go for more. miCKe is actually going to back off and start dealing with the top, but of course teleportation will be at the ready if they want to go for round 2 here on the bottom lane.
They can always look to re-go. Gaimin has to be careful how far they step out here. The Orchid is ready on dyrachyo for that extra catch for Nisha. They should have identified that one. They should see it. But they do have multiple ways to bail Nisha out if he does get caught even from one of these extra silences. Yeah, Gaimin trapped in their base with 5 for a second there. You see that gold start to quickly swing even more. miCKe is just going to keep growing, and the CK's not be able to get outside the map in a similar fashion.
Yeah, miCKe about halfway towards the BKB and still having what, the 3.5 minutes on the Aegis. Very likely he's going to have that window where he'll have both BKB and Aegis to try and push forward and look to take a set of racks away from Gaimin Gladiators.
And Liquid playing it very smart. They're just sweeping across toward the map, not giving them an opportunity to look for this Nature's Prophet to find some type of kill. Quinn now will have that shard finish, so that extra minus armor, the prevention of any of these saves that can come out on that smokescreen target. Maybe Gaming's gonna look to make a move off of that. If they can lasso somebody, catch them inside of that one, they could get some type of these kills if they find Liquid a bit split up here.
It depends how sort of far Quinn wants to delve into Liquid's half of the map.
It is scary.
It's very spooky right now. They have limited, if any, vision on Liquid's side.
And look at how they're playing as well, too. The two supports on the side of Liquid. You see Boxy is playing near the puck, and you see the Shadow Demon is playing near the Nature's Prophet. So they have a guaranteed way to kind of bail out. Even though there is this shard, of course, on this Ricky, they're preparing for this next move that could come out from Gaimin.
I mean, with the D-Ward occurring, Liquid definitely going to expect that there could be a high chance that Gaimin Gladiators are looking for something around this area. And they're playing incredibly defensive, Liquid. Just waiting, sensing if Gaimin Gladiators do try and lead the charge here with Quinn.
They're just playing smart. They're sitting on top of a sentry. So if Quinn does walk up too far, could just get burst down instantly if he gets called from a coil.
Looks like Quinn knows, playing to the edge of the map.
Sneaky, sneaky. Will clear the wave, does show himself for a second, the dust, not quite in range.
They're not going to quite clip him. Quinn playing perfectly sneaky. Did the damage output stepping up here. That's a full Parasma now on Nisha.
Just steps up the aggression, feels like he doesn't need to have that defense anymore. He is very tanky with the Pupil's Gift. It is a 2,500 HP puck.
I mean, Liquid's ready to go. If he can get the catch here, Quinn turns from smoke screen, force forward for Nisha, able to jump forward, get the dream call up onto the two of them. A beautiful setup there comes in from Nisha. The Fiends will come in and instead turn things around, but Quinn's already gone. Stellary's going to get left behind. Gaimin Gladiators cannot fight Liquid right now. And now beyond the tier 2, they may just find Ace on top of it all. They get the silence, the shard trap for Boxy. They'll find a third Liquid.
They can go high ground again. There's still not that glyph available. They can start threatening this. I mean, they can start threatening Rax and maybe even threatening the close-up of this game. Gaming, they cannot contest this group up.
This is going to be such a strong push. A minute left on the Aegis. A full BKB coming out from miCKe.
And these Rax are dead. The birds plus this tree, it just dies in a heartbeat.
And they could for more. They'll take the top set. They're ready to swing across over towards the mid here, Liquid.
It feels like they've probably done it here. I mean, still 20 seconds for the Underlord, the one who can de-push. The glyph is popped, but they're sending treants even down toward bottom.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere, Liquid.
They're like, oh, Gaimin, you like to play with your 25-minute timings? Well, so do we. 26 minutes. They're looking to potentially close this out here.
They've really sort of turned the game on its head if you consider what we've seen in the first 10 minutes of this one. Liquid hitting back harder than ever here. Dyrachyo's going to try and start some action, but the BKB comes out for 33. Illusions will remain on 33, and they have the lasso as well, dragging in the Visage. 33, is there going to be any sort of save for him? There is not. 33 will fall.
Can they chase for more?
They need more Gaimin Gladiators.
Oh, nice charge, trapping Dyrachyo.
See what they can find, but Ace is caught in the Sprout, trying to get out of this. The bottom Perch is down upon him. Boxy comes in with a punch up. The Dream Call catching them all. Ace, he's out. Has the buyback available if he wants to consider it. Gaimin Gladiators trying to find Boxy in return. Jump forward from Quinn, but he's caught by the silence. He's trying to get away from miCKe, but the right clicks from miCKe. And Nisha too much. Quinn goes down.
They tried to chase to get some kills, but Dyrachyo was stuck in shards for the entire duration for it. While Ace was going down, he couldn't help his buddy. Liquid continue to play strong.
Dyrachyo with the silence, but Nisha's trusting in Insania. Insania, he'll have the save for the offensive disruption when needed. Gives Nisha the chance to continue to play and live. The orb comes in. In fact, Nisha, he jumps in. He's got no fear right now. miCKe steps forward, gets the drag back in. Dyrachyo as he turns towards miCKe, he's going to catch on to miCKe. miCKe's getting torn apart by the illusion. miCKe's dead. Dyrachyo will fall in return.
Nisha.
The buyback's going to come out from Quinn. Gaimin Gladiators and Quinn, he knows he's got to look for whatever chance he can to punish back onto Liquid. Tries to make the jump over towards this, but miCKe also in with the buyback. The smoke screen's down. Quinn, he fought back for this. He's out for 75 seconds.
They're looking to end it, Owen. The buyback from miCKe. Quinn's gone. This is likely Megas. Can Ace hold on to it? They've got a buyback from Dyrachyo. Liquid, will they respect that?
I mean, that's the question. How confident do Liquid play? Yes, they know there's no Quinn for a minute.
It's 5v4.
How much can they take? Liquid.
Tofu waiting in the wings, looking for a lasso target.
Still being very careful, indeed, respecting the catch from Bat.
It's just tough because the double saves. miCKe, he's at the ready. His BKB's up in 4 seconds.
So the mid-rack's gone. Liquid.
Final set.
I'll tick off another objective. And they're ready to keep it going. 30 seconds, they know there's no Quinn.
It dies so fast. They gotta look to go on the side of Gaimin. They can't just watch these racks go to Megas.
Tofu is going to try with the grab, the disruption comes in immediately. They try desperately, Gaimin Gladiators here to fight for, but it's fine. The hand of gold comes down, but it won't save Ace. Ace, he's out. He has buyback available. Dyrachyo tries to sneak back to the safety fountain. He'll get back, but the racks are gone. Liquid, they've claimed the Mega Creeps.
29 minutes Megas. Good luck coming back from that one versus this type of lineup, and I don't think Liquid's going to look to get out of the base. They still got 30 seconds to keep the push going.
They know that they can get so much done
They
here.
call it.
Oh, they do. GG is called. Liquid.
And those three, they did look super strong. Boxian and Tusk in particular was kind of running the show, made them just come back in that game after that 7K deficit that they had just with some clutch saves and aggression. And yep, I mean, we'll have to see if this type of gaming strategy ends up working, because it is a bit different from the style that we've seen them run in some of these games in this tournament.
Already seeing here setting up around the early action. No one going to find any fights off the back of the first bounty runes. But yeah, what do you sort of make of gaming's overall direction this time around then, in comparison to what they went for in game one?
More scaling. They're going to be able to just play the game to the later stages and stuff like that. I feel like that last one is a very standard. They want to snowball out of control with this Underlord and Chen and just completely dictate the pace of that early first 20 minutes. But yeah, Liquid, they fought back formidably. This one feels like they can look to stall the game out, play more about that economy game and stuff like that with the DK. Just, is it going to work is a bit of a question. Because they're Liquid, they did switch things up as well. Even though they have 3 common heroes, they bring in this Bristleback that's not been played too much throughout this tournament. But I was looking actually just before this game started. 33 has been kind of playing it in quite a bit of pubs.
And is there anything specific about the Bristle right now that you could imagine 33, is the reason why 33 feels good about this hero in this meta?
Yeah, I mean, you're able to fight super fast. You thrive off of stacks, and he's playing with 2 of the better stackers in the game, the Shadow Demon in particular. And he's just able to park himself in front of towers and defend maybe some of these early aggressive moves.
Well, level 1, though, could be a little bit vulnerable. The snowball save's going to come out for now, but 33 still getting brought incredibly low here. I mean, they're trying to bait one another, and maybe Dyrachyo's the one getting baited in. Have up to, what, the 3 stacks of the Quill Sprays there, so Dyrachyo had to be careful. Both cores getting harassed very low by one another's team's supports. They
make the call, though. Boxy's like, all right, maybe it is a little bit of a hard lane to just play straight up. He's going to try to at least pull this wave on the side here, and it should be successful. Mid, Quinn, we'll see how he handles versus Tiny, another hero that's not been played the most throughout this tournament, but a standard counter versus the puck.
Yeah, one that historically we've seen Nisha have some explosive performances on. See how well he's able to I imagine potentially get a lead in this mid matchup. How does this work? We saw obviously switched around last time, Nisha being on the puck, and well, Quinn playing like the melee hero with a hard-hitting right click. Is it also simply the case where Tiny can have a little bit of an edge early on, or is it not quite the same?
Yeah, slight edge in the denies, but it's a very skill matchup, right? I think I've seen either of these players kind of win, depending on, just a couple of these few early CS and stuff like that. Because puck overall, the beauty about this hero now is you just get so much extra healing when you're playing in the lane just from this puckish, this innate ability. You're able to just walk in, tank tower hits, dodge spells as well too. So every phase shift actually heals you pretty massively.
Looking down at the safe lane this time around from Liquid, they're going to try with a bit of setup. I mean, Ace has got a lot of poison stacks upon him. Shouldn't quite kill him, but at least it's going to force him right back. And Sania having to be careful as Tofu tries to push forward in return.
Oh, and this matchup actually in the mid lane, something really interesting is, of course, you can dodge normal spells, and also the tree grab. I think Nisha has to be careful every time he throws the tree at the puck, because if you dodge that one, you actually get 4 times the amount, because it's a spell projectile. Is what it looked like, at least. I believe he healed for like 100 or something when he threw the tree and dodged it. I'll keep eyes on see if that mechanic actually works like that. But
so far in the CS in the mid, it's proven to be pretty even.
Yep.
In performance, 16-1 on Quinn, 14-3 for Nisha.
Yeah, and pretty solid stuff. And also, one thing that we do get to see, which I think has not really gotten through in too many of these games, it's this Naga Siren. And it's not a 5-position Naga Siren either, which is very interesting to see. They do want Celery playing this Enchantress, but
top lane.
Interesting change.
Quite a few Quill Spray stacks onto Dyrachyo. He's got to back off. The heals for Celery coming in. I mean, you can feel both teams here, Liquid and Gaimin, really trying to push one another's cores to the edge, to limits here in this laning stage top. Just the question is going to be who's the first to fall off the back of these back and forth fights between Dyrachyo and 33.
Just have to be careful because it's such explosive damage that can come from a Bristleback out of nowhere. And they do have a Healing Lotus on the Tusk as well. So if you do get over-aggressive, overzealous, they could just pop that Lotus, get an extra Quill or two out. So you do have to be a bit careful on the side of Gaimin how aggressive you want to get onto 33. But dyrachyo, he's farming good. That's the important thing. So 21-4, and he is pretty much full HP.
And overall, do you see Gaimin Gladiators maybe having a bit of a better plan for dealing with miCKe if the fight started to get out of control? Because we saw last game, despite that early lead that Gaimin Gladiators had, when they started to sort of slip behind, there were so many fights that miCKe was just able to find prime position to sit in place, turret out that damage, and get just this incredible net worth lead. This time, do they have better answers to the safe lane Prophet?
I feel like they actually had some really good heroes versus the Prophet in the last game, to be honest with you. So I'm not 100% sure, but they do have good ways to get on top of him and burst him down in more control, I would say, than that last one. But there's still these saves, so it's tough to really say, because the Shadow Demon and his Tusk, we saw what they were able to do to just stop any of this aggression if they were in the good position, which after the first 12 minutes, they were always in the right spot.
For sure, and if anything, you know, we saw how well Liquid supports were able to get the saves off in a game against a smoke screen, you know, where Ricky was involved. This time that's not there, so it may even be that little bit easier for Liquid to pull off these clutch saves when Gaimin Gladiators start making moves for the cause of Liquid.
This mid matchup is hype. I mean, yeah, very, very even. Just 100 gold difference between the two of them.
They're going to hit sort of levels at a pretty similar pace here in the mid.
But the puck can stay sustained a little bit easier, I would say, at this point, just because of that constant healing that's coming out. So Nisha actually does get pushed away from the lane.
They're going to go for dyrachyo. Straight away, they see that he's alone. The TP comes in from miCKe. Dyrachyo's gone. It's first blood for 33.
Heads up stuff, and immediately we just TP back to bottom. Love it. miCKe tried to do this that last game, too. Early TP around that 4-5 minute mark. This time, it works out just a bit better. And 33 now, top of that net worth. DK Enchantress lane, usually a lane that it's pretty difficult to bully, but if you're going to be able to bring the numbers like that, it is beautiful.
And in terms of the Naga Siren, right, one of the edges, right, with this hero is the presence in the lane. I mean, the question is, has Tofu been able to do enough in this laning stage? Because looking at the farm, not really caused any slowdown for miCKe.
No, and most of the times when I've seen this hero played so dominantly, it's because you're playing with that ranged core in the safe lane. You're able to abuse either this Ensnare plus Reel-In combo with the Deluge, and you get some early kills. So, yeah, definitely going to be a different kind of approach from Tofu and see what he's able to do. Right now, it's just him using mirror images to kind of block camps and manipulate waves like that, but it's not really having the effect that maybe they wanted to in this bottom lane. Yes, Ace is farming, but you're not really putting pressure onto miCKe.
So dyrachyo looks like he might want to go for an early move down towards the bottom.
Oh, this is cool. They're actually bringing 4 heroes. So I guess this is the way they want to pressure, because they don't have the best dual pressure. They want to do this, but Boxy's reading the movement.
Liquid seem to be relatively prepared for this potential play, or maybe they're just going to look to go aggressive first themselves. They do, they go straight over towards Tofu.
Centaur creep.
We're going to get the follow-up stun as well from Ace. This could give Gaimin Gladiators the chance to fight back. Celery and Ace, do they have enough damage to threaten miCKe? A bit of body blocking here from Tofu with the Naga Siren illusion, but miCKe is still able to get around, get back to safety. So yeah, dyrachyo didn't want to be a part of this. Resumes farm up top. So Gaimin Gladiators, as soon as they lose Tofu there, they decide against trying to make that sort of wraparound play.
The Wisdom Rune, it's going to get stolen. He's able to just take down away Tofu. He's already limited on the experience.
He's got no way out, though. He's got no way out.
Does he see him? He's sneaking.
He's actually been able to juke perfectly outside of vision. I don't think Tofu's seen him at all.
Celery, they see this with the scan. Celery's trying to catch him up, and miCKe's just waltzing past them.
They see him, of course, now with the miCKe. I mean, surely he doesn't get away with this, miCKe.
Surely not. Ace is looking to go get him now.
Yeah, they're going to put an end to him here, Ace. I don't know if he can do some crazy sort of sprout play. He tries, but the Quelling Blade's there. Ace will be able to slowly but surely catch him out and cut him down. So he gets the Wisdom, does cost him his life.
Always painful to lose these Wisdom runes. They're not really the most, I would say, the most level-dependent supports on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, though, right? The level 6s aren't really that impactful from either one of them. Yes, the Naga Song later on will be, but early on, them actually missing out on that XP might not be the most atrocious thing. Because sometimes it's like a Snapfire that doesn't get a 6 super early, but these two, yeah, we'll see what type of result it ends up happening. Of course, the supports on Liquid, they're going to be super happy, and they're going to be very high level, so Boxy, he's already level 5.
And in terms of some of the individual farm we're seeing at 33, he's getting quite a scary bit of space up top.
Sure is. They're going for the surround play bottom. dyrachyo's got involved. miCKe
is trying to TP out top, and dyrachyo's found him. In on top with the Dragon Tail. Gaimin Gladiators, have they got any further cancel for the TP of miCKe? They don't, so they'll have to turn and sell for Boxy. Liquid, they get miCKe out.
Heavy commitment, though. It is a Stampede plus a DK form to at least try to pressure tower and get a kill. Just get a support. And And yeah, like you said, in the meantime, 33, he's just maximizing mechanics.
Yeah, he's massive.
Yeah, he's just pulling creeps into jungle creeps, stacking them up as much as possible. This is going to be an absurdly fast Ags timing for him.
And we see the progress between the two mid laners, Nisha and Quinn, continues to be incredibly close.
Dead even. Literally 8 gold between the two of them or something, or 9. My math was bad.
But yeah, looking at 33, you got to sort of ask the question, Gaimin Gladiators, what's the plan with regards to this Bristle? Because at the moment, 33 is on track to get one of the faster Ags timings you'll see on a Bristleback this patch.
I imagine it's just to get a really, really farm DK. Maybe at some point the Silver Edge later down the lines can be something they look for an answer, but I would imagine it's dyrachyo, getting this armlet, getting this type of crazy type of farm to deal with him, because besides that, their damage is definitely quite limited versus a very farmed Bristle in the early game. And speaking of very farmed Bristle, he does still have those stacks to go back to as well, which I believe is like a double stack and a triple on the Ancients.
Yeah, that's insane. Actually, if things continue like this is going to be a completely insane Aghanims timing. This game for 33. He's already half the way there. As you say, with stacks to plenty, he'll be in a very, very solid time. And across the board, though, the 3 cores of Gladiators do have the tools to make plays. Definitely on heroes outside of the Bristle. So we'll see where Gaimin Gladiators look to make their moves. And just in general, look to see if they try and check out this area and get some information regarding the stacks of Team Liquid. Celery been caught in.
Big rapid nature.
And with the burst coming in as well from the snowball, Stampede is not going to get Celery out in time. Same time up top, dyrachyo is going to try and set him on a 33. Really he really is, and backup is in for it. And Sania holds back dyrachyo. With these two heroes, there's just not a chance. Even with Quinn being present, he knows that using a Dream Coil there is just not going to do a whole lot at all. This Bristleback is very unlikely to die unless they bring all 5, and even at that, it might not still be an easy job.
No, absolutely. It's going to be till later on when they have the answers, especially like we were saying, the DK, or if they can get him actually facing the right target, because they do have stuns at the least to be able to stop and hold that Bristleback in place. Nisha?
Going to try and get the catch. Nisha opting to immediately break the Dream Coil. TP's were going to come in, but they've actually backed off on that Gaimin Gladiators. They know they're not getting a kill quick and easy. Nisha's going to be fine.
Quinn's in trouble.
He's ended up under the tower, jumping over towards the orb in an attempt to get away from Nisha and Insania. He's got another orb to try and break away. Have they got anything to stop it? They have not. So Quinn able to dance safely back to the side of Celery's Enchantress.
Almost had the vision there from Nisha. If he was able to get that toss, the phase shift and everything was actually down, could have almost maybe gotten that pocket. But they're going to smoke instantly, even without the coil at the ready. This is a very unexpected move that could catch Liquid off guard here. They're going to throw the scan.
Let's see what they can find. miCKe would be the ideal catch.
I mean, they have this deep ward. It's about to expire as well, too. miCKe might not see this coming. That ward was literally right outside the sentry range.
Yeah, this is a solid play here from Gaimin Gladiators, but it will get shown now. So TPs do start to come through. Maybe these two can't get the burst off in time to kill him off. miCKe's going to come in with the snow.
They got Quinn
from Boxy, and indeed they just turn and kill Quinn off.
Boxy was that was the fastest TP I've ever seen. It was literally before they even showed on the smoke. It felt like that was crazy. He's on point with this Tusk.
It looked like they were going to get away with it as well, if it weren't to be for this pesky Tusk. Boxy, save after save.
miCKe is doing some really cool little stuff here too. Just planting this tree for extra damage. It's actually kind of neat. Just this GG branch with his innate. Actually very cool. I don't think I've seen many people do that. I was wondering why he was just randomly dropping the GG branch, and I'm like, oh, very cool.
The farm continues, and indeed this Bristleback, 33. He's completely out of control. The Aghanims, ridiculous timing here to pre-12 minutes, I believe.
That's insane. And he's got the Voodoo Mask.
Yeah, the spell life steal's already out on top of it.
Overall, looking at the lineup of Gaimin Gladiators too, nobody really wants to build a Vessel. I mean, Vessel's kind of a dead item right now. No one wants to build Vessel, and Shiva's is not going to come down for ages, even if it does come out for something like Puck. So definitely going to be some problems that they have with this Bristle.
I mean, for Gaimin Gladiators, what sort of item timing or strength do you think they're looking towards to make their move this game?
I think it's going to be pretty farm heavy, actually, on this side gaming. I feel like it's a very different strategy that they've gone for this game around. Usually they're around like 25-minute aura timings. This is a lineup where we may not even see too many auras come out from either side, let's be honest with you. So definitely a bit of a different kind of style game that it could lead up to these like late games, which I think we're all looking forward to, because we've had quite a bit of these games around like the 20 to 35-minute mark that kind of end. This one could get pretty late game if they end up playing just for this farm game, which for gaming, it looks like they want to. So Liquid definitely have a way to set tempo though. They have this Bristleback who's massive. They can force objectives very early on, and that's what it feels like they're going to start doing, playing around 33.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much they can force, because indeed, if the game gets to a point where we're sort of 20, 25 minutes in, and the bristles at the high ground of Gaimin Gladiators. Gaimin Gladiators are going to have to come in with some sort of answer.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely the ideal play that Liquid wants to do, is pressure the map early.
Strong lead from Quinn, so they have the damage for evading the Stampede and the Who Stomp. They certainly will.
They can force objectives very early on, and that's what it feels like they're going to start doing, playing around 33.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much they can force, because indeed, if the game gets to a point where we're sort of 25 minutes in, and the bristles at the high ground of Gaimin Gladiators are going to have to come in with some sort of answer.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely the ideal play that Liquid wants to do, is pressure the map early.
Strong lead in from Quinn, so they have the damage for evading the Stampede and the Who Stomp. They certainly will. miCKe, there's no saving him this time. Gaimin Gladiators think it's the kill, but can they get out? Nisha is in with the combo. Avalanche to follow up onto both Nisha, onto Quinn and Celery. Snowball over towards Quinn. They've got the start and the punch up. They're taking Quinn out. Celery, he's been caught in by the shards. 33 in his state are ready to chase down Ace. Celery's going to TP out as Liquid. They'll look for the bigger target instead, getting Ace as well.
They'll get the trades. And the more advantageous ones, they do have to swing 4 heroes down here, so it's quite a bit expanded. Dyrachyo will be happy to be able to farm off of that timing. But Liquid, it's such quick reactions that they've been able to do here. And Nisha now at this point has a very large separation between him and Quinn. The amp damage rune already finished up onto him, or amp damage is on in for him, and he's going to have a phylactery pretty early on. So the scaling is also going to come from Nisha.
It's just taking that little bit more time and just been that bit more hard for Quinn to find successful kills off the back of his Dream Coil play.
He has to just be so careful, because there is this type of explosive damage. The Tiny is always going to be a bit of a problem for him. And Boxy so far, no matter what lineup he's against, it feels like if he gets his Tusk is a problem.
It's a nice play there. Celery with the Wild Wing Ripper trying to tear himself away from Nisha. Nisha for now is going to continue to chase.
They've got the TP coming in.
Indeed, Nisha slowly playing around with Celery. They've got the numbers here. Insania, Boxy, miCKe, the whole team pretty much turning up to get another kill on the board here, Liquid.
And the crazy thing in the meantime, look where 33 is. He's just occupying the enemy triangle, kind of challenging them, telling them to come at him, because he knows he's pretty much invulnerable unless they bring all 5. Buys an early shard as well too, so he's got the hairball even stronger. He is a big problem. Dyrachyo is farming, but he needs a couple bit more items before he wants to be able to join versus this bristle. Armlet, S and Y, and then yeah, we see that Silver Edge is going to eventually, of course, be queued up onto Dyrachyo. But that's going to take time, and Liquid, they can thrive off just occupying the map with this 3K advantage. With this early Blink Dagger, with this aggression, they can play with the Tusk.
Looking for the setup around the mid, Liquid.
Big
Getting the jump in Nisha. He's able to get the setup straight away. They want to try and burst through the Enchantress. The heals are up for Celery. It's too much damage though. Liquid, they can get pretty much any kill that they jump for right now. miCKe's ready to lead in for more. Looks towards Quinn, but the orb is back up.
He's slowed down.
They've got his Stampede. They absolutely have to, but Nisha's able to still get him with the toss. The Stampede doesn't matter. Nisha still able to close the gap and take Quinn out.
Liquid's playing too fast for this gaming strategy at the moment. Yes, Dyrachyo is farming, but everybody else is starting to fall further and further behind. They haven't been able to really involve Tofu either. I know he's just sitting back, kind of trying to get some farm going, but they can't even reset and avoid the fights that Liquid's bringing to them. The timings are accelerating fast. And they're losing access to so much. At 33, he just keeps taking away these Ancients. I believe they've been stacking some Ancients on their side, cleaning them up too. So they're farming, it feels like 70% of the map. Gaming under a lot of pressure here.
That Silver Edge, as you say, cannot come any sooner for Dyrachyo. He needs it yesterday, really, against this bristle. I mean, once it's there, that will be the big test of whether Gaimin Gladiators can bring together a fight to slow Liquid down.
Yeah, but it's not just the bristle, right? It's Nisha scaling. miCKe is starting to get some scaling too, even though he's died twice. He is getting closer and closer to having his big item. He actually has it. Sorry. So Gleipnir's already done. So Liquid can just keep looking to pressure. And Gaming could really struggle in the damage department to kind of dissuade and push them off these towers, or if that early rush. Because Liquid feels like they have options right now how they want to pressure the map.
Oh yeah, they're ready to get in under the tier 2 tower. If Nisha sees a chance to jump, he's going to be straight in for it. He's got an arcane rune in the bottle as well.
He's got that phylactery, so that burst damage, it's there. They're going to start to hit this tower here. Tofu wants to try to slow it down, but you can see the way that Gaming's postured on the map. They don't want to go for a full-out fight around here.
I mean, Liquid's going to have a pretty good idea that Gaimin Gladiators is playing from this tree line. Indeed, Quinn and Tofu, they've just got to back right away up to the high ground, up to the base. There's going to be no defense outside of a fortification here. They'll push them back temporarily.
This tower's going down. Oh, they actually lose the treant there. Whoopsie, miCKe. Bit of miss micro.
Quinn, again, sort of having eyes on this area of the map, but he can't really start anything right now. All he can sort of do is just sit back and watch whilst Liquid takes these towers.
It's so dangerous for him to step up. Just this tiny pick, it's honestly working wonders to just not allow this puck to have any type of opportunities in the map to split things up, going to get any type of that extra farm. Quinn is very poor right now, bottom of the course.
Really looking to be all on dyrachyo.
Yeah, it definitely is right now. And look at the positioning, like Celery. He's trying to find desperate places to farm. There's a ward, and they will find him again.
You just can't hide on the map right now from Liquid. They will find you.
Firm control. Roche soon on the menu. Maybe they'll wait for it to shift down to bottom, but yeah, they really feels like they can kind of go anywhere right now. And of course, 33, he gets the Vampire Fangs. I know Sand Kings have been the ones kind of thriving off of this one, but this is definitely one of those other heroes that can become pretty much unkillable on top of already being unkillable. This just adds an extra layer.
Yeah, they've just not been able to slow him down one bit this game. It's just been completely free for 33. It's 19 minutes so far.
And Quinn, he got spotted for a second there. His orb. We'll just be able to split it up.
They just have to keep so much distance between themselves and Liquid. And even at that, as we're seeing Liquid, for good setup of miCKe TPing in and getting the catch with the Gleipnir, they can still find kill opportunities. So Gaimin Gladiators, they're having to play so cautious right now.
This is probably one of the, I think this might be one of the first times I've seen this tournament that Gaimin is just full out split farming. They don't really want a full out fight, but Nisha shows.
See if they can punish Nisha here on his own.
He's got a regen rune.
Backup is coming over. I don't think they're killing this tiny. Nisha's ready to turn things around. Gaimin Gladiators have got to run. Quinn, it will be able to jump down to the low ground in time. Tofu comes in with the song, and that may just be enough to save Ace. Indeed, Ace will get out. Tofu able to make sure there'll be no casualties this time for Gaimin Gladiators.
Look how much they just expended, though. They're trying to get Nisha, and he had the regen rune. He's full HP. This tier 2, it's gonna fall.
And it seemed like even if he didn't, I don't know if they were getting him there.
Okay. They used the I mean, this is their high ground glyph. This is a dangerous one to use at times when you are behind like this.
Let's see how much Liquid want to push it. Tower's gone. They're going to be tempted to maybe take the Tormentor first. Should be able to get that pretty easily here with 33 on the Bristle.
Yeah.
There's going to be no struggle taking this one away from Gaimin Gladiators. So Tormentor for Liquid, just a shard there for Boxy.
They used the glyph. They're forcing because this glyph is on cooldown.
I mean, we talked about what do they do when 33 on this Bristle is approaching your high ground at 25 minutes. I mean, it's happening at 20 minutes.
I'm sure Jenkins is losing it. These glyphs that people use sometimes, they're very, very dangerous.
I've got the blink now on Quinn, but that's going in for action. It just does not seem appealing.
No, they need the next item really on dyrachyo, but the items are just flirting it too fast from Liquid. Roche, it's up if they want to go for it, but they're still looking to apply pressure around here, at least deny away this Wisdom Rune.
And at the same time, just making sure that they keep the efficiency up Liquid.
Absolutely.
Nisha continues to clean up stacks in the jungle that are being made, and miCKe just finding completely free space on the other side of the map, far, far away from any chance of Gaimin Gladiators getting out and finding him.
And Liquid's Tricore is looking beautiful. And overall for Gaimin Gladiators, they kind of are in this 4 Protect 1 a bit for this DK because of how hard the Pucks game has gone. Yes, Pucks can scale, but right now Quinn is in a very dangerous position versus this tiny.
dyrachyo tries to get out with this early play, but sentries are already laid down. They're already prepared for it. And of course, at this stage, still just the Shadow Blade alone. He's quite a bit more until he's got the fully fledged Silver Edge. So for now, the farm just has to continue with Gaimin Gladiators. Quinn?
Liquid just wants to force it. The glyph, it's still on cooldown for some time.
I mean, it may be at a point, maybe Gaimin Gladiators just have to let this set of racks go.
It might feel like it, yeah.
It's a tough call to make, but in reality, what do you have right now?
You can't
to stop this push?
Bristle. You cannot touch this Bristleback.
And Quinn's here, but outside of an illusory orb, that's about it really when it comes to the defense. Tofu just nearly getting cleaned up by the Nature's Wrath.
What? Hey, their axes are just gone.
They just don't have the defense right now. They don't have the answer. They have to let Liquid take that full set.
Dangerous times here for the side of Gaimin. It's pretty much all on dyrachyo at this point now, if the Silver Edge is even gonna matter now. Because like you said, it's a tri-scaling core lineup here for Liquid. They can go back for Roche and look to probably continue this pressure here.
And they just have so many saves as well. If dyrachyo is able to kind of get in and start off the action on a core, it's incredibly likely Boxy and Insania, they're gonna get the saves off. Sure, Gaimin Gladiators, they've got some ways to get to the back lines between the blink of Ace and the blink of Quinn. And finding both of Liquid supports, it's not going to be easy.
No, and it's the thing is too, is just these heroes are not squishy by any means too. I'm just still looking at damage. Yeah, they'll have break, let's say, right, for the DK on this DK for this Bristle, but Tiny has 3,000 HP. Bristle also has like 2,600. The Nature's Prophet is also incredibly tanky too. They may be able to focus fire on one target, but it feels very difficult for them to bring down all of these heroes. And Liquid is also, they've been gathering Lotus's own. So on top of having this tankiness, they have a greater healing Lotus as well in the Shadow Demon to limit even more of that damage that Gaimin Gladiators is lacking. They're going to keep this pressure going. Celery.
To put the Stampede. And Gaimin Gladiators, they don't want to lose even the supports at this point, just try and stop the bleeding.
Glyph is back up. Dyrachyo in a dangerous position up here.
It's going to be another objective. Gaimin Gladiators, they're not going to want to do anything about.
There's 4 minutes still left on this Aegis too. Liquid can look to continue pressure. They do have to dress the lanes a little bit here, but miCKe, he can always just back up and join his team. 33's forcing it. The strategy right now is working beautifully from Liquid. Ace has bought it. I mean, they need this type of gear reduction, right? So a Shiva's on a Centaur. They need to try to fight and push this back. They cannot lose another set.
These are the two big item timings. Ace with the Shivas, and now dyrachyo with the Silver Edge. They're going to try and start off the Aegis very quickly. They'll be able to take the Aegis out of 33's hands.
That's the one.
Foxy and miCKe are going to attention over towards Ace. He's able to put the blame out. So for using the song, Gaimin Gladiators, they're going to consider if they want to do something aggressive or if they want to hold back. They'll step off to the side of the fight for now.
Nisha?
Oh, he's going to get caught by the enemies. Then we'll get dragged to the side here by the drinking, but he's recalled down on the three of them. dyrachyo and Celery trying to bring the damage. They're doing a lot here. Bring the load down. Save Nisha out. They're going to be able to take down Foxy. 33's going to get pumped up by the heel of the Lotus, Devling from Insania passing it over. 33 will be able to back away, but Gaimin Gladiators, they'll continue the chase. Orb comes in from Quinn. They're in onto Insania. 33 and miCKe, they're looking to bail out of the fight. dyrachyo, can he get us off in time? He can't. The two cores will get out, but Gaimin Gladiators, a successful defense. The big items come in just in time. Between the Shivas and the Silver Edge, it gives them that extra bit of power to push Liquid back.
It was exactly when they needed it. If they didn't get these items pretty much at that exact moment, these Raxes are going down. And it does seem to catch Liquid off guard there. Nisha, a very overzealous blink forward, gets himself caught in no man's land.
We'll see again here.
Like, watch this jump from Nisha. This was very, very dangerous. Because it just puts his team in position where they can just get gone on afterwards, and they have to kind of react to try to save him, and it ends up setting up Quinn with, I think, a 3-man Dream Coil.
Yeah, immediately what dyrachyo finding him with that Dragon Tail stun as he gets caught in the front. I mean, just that whole sort of start where Tofu uses the song to allow them to back off. You know, they were ready to hold back and not do anything, but at the same time, they were also ready if Liquid were to go that little bit too deep and make that sort of aggressive play, and that indeed was what ended up happening. They get punished, Liquid. Gaimin Gladiators taking away some of that lead.
It's big. That's what their lineup was about. It's not the standard Gaimin Gladiators lineup that they usually go for. It's a much more scaling one. They do need to be able to protect themselves for these next... I mean, the pushes are going to continue coming, so they just have to be prepared and make sure that dyrachyo stays at this top net worth.
Because, yeah, I guess that's the question. After that sort of defense, you know, if you're Liquid and you get pushed back like that, you don't have the Aegis anymore. You're going to have to wait a long time until Roshan's back up. What's the game plan? Can you afford to sit back, or do you have to keep your foot on the pedal and go again?
I think you want to keep your foot on the pedal. It's probably just playing around like one of these extra BKB timings, though. When you see that type of pressure play come happen, you're like, okay, our Tiny will go BKB probably, and then also the Bristle back just to be able to force the issue or force the next Roche fight. And they do have at least the one on the Bristle. I see Nisha, he still went a little bit greedy. He did go Echo Saber instead of the BKB just yet. But they do have a triple BKB timing, so I'd imagine, yeah, they still want to look to pressure. Gaming, they just want to keep looking to scale, but they can fight if it comes to their high ground.
dyrachyo feeling more confident now to farm in some riskier positions on the map.
I'm wondering if he does want to go down this Satanic route, or if he does feel like he wants even more damage. Both feel good.
A smoke play from Liquid. They're ready to try and see if they can get a catch outside of the base that could lead them into the possibility of pushing for the high ground once more.
So it's two BKBs. They have lanes in good position too. This bottom lane is always going to keep pushing in because of that early rack that they got. So looking to swing and catch somebody, but Gaming, they're ready for this. Prepared inside the base, just using the illusions to split push.
I guess the question is if they themselves want to go for a play in return. They do have smokes available on Celery.
They've got a nice little semi-push going up top with the Dark Troll Summoner. They will use the Glyph on the side of Liquid to stop it. Looks like they do want to at least deny around this Wisdom Rune again. They want to fight on the side of Liquid with Gaimin. They are smoked.
They want to go as well. They're going to have to wait a little bit of time for the Elder Dragon form to come back up for Dyrachyo. 30 seconds, so have it kind of comboing in with the ending of that smoke.
And look at the neutral item that Dyrachyo chose too. I mean, he's just jacked up on the armor. He gets the Craggy Coat. Not usually the most ideal for the damage potential, but he's sitting at 45 armor or more.
That's fair. It's a whole lot of physical coming out from Team Liquid.
For sure.
So start to tentatively head out to the base, Gaimin Gladiators, but for now, Liquid very much elsewhere. As the minutes close in towards the next Roshan respawn, and by the looks of it, I think, yeah, Liquid, maybe they do just wait for this to come in and return, as they know after that last attempt to push high ground, that didn't go too hot for them. They've got to be very careful about how they go for it again. They're regaining that lead. We're starting to see that net worth grow once more, backed up to a 5k lead for Liquid with these more passive moments.
Always inside the base though. It's more dangerous than those like outside fights when you're diving, committing forward. So around that Roche fight in 2 minutes or so, that's probably what Liquid is looking for, like you were saying. The BKB still will be stalled out from Nisha, but Nisha did find himself a Nemesis curse. So
Dyrachyo
looking at some of these
the Silver Edge touching onto 33. He can. The Dragon Tail's done to follow things up. Who's some of the saves there? Snowball's in and Boxy's ready to help turn things around. TP comes in from miCKe. They're going to look straight over towards Tofu, try and get the squishy kills first, and with the BKB behind miCKe, he can continue to punch into Tofu. And Tofu's surviving for this damage. miCKe's not got quite enough to kill Tofu off. And Tofu, he's able to get away. Liquid the turn up towards Ace instead, but the Stampede's out. The Sprout there to try and stop him. He cuts his way out, but Boxy's got the punch up. Ace, he'll get one more who stop off, but he'll fall. Now they'll turn over towards Dyrachyo. Liquid trying to surround him. Quinn looks to jump the backline for the toss-up there. They have the burst to bring Dyrachyo down. The Dream Core comes out, but it's a little too late. Gaimin Gladiators, they're running out of damage. They have to run. They have to escape. And Liquid, they're going to try and do their best not to let them. Nisha back in with another toss combo onto Celery. Liquid take the team fight.
Gaimin thought they could re-go. They had the break potential. We saw Dyrachyo, he turns and gets that second hit, but it's an instant disruption from Insania, and they just turn and get right on top of him. He is still semi-fragile on this DK if they have those numbers. And now a 10,000 gold lead, they can look to barrel it down. They can look for another lane here.
They certainly can. No need to necessarily wait now for the Roshan respawn. 33 at level 20. Storming down the mid here. And Tofu's trying to cut sort of the waves with the illusions, but Liquid can quickly clean through those.
Bloodstone's about to be finished for him too. So, I mean, you didn't kill him yet. You killed him the once on the Aegis with the Silver Edge. The Bloodstone's going to make it a lot harder. Quinn trying to stall things out. Backdoor kicks in for a second here.
Now they really don't want to have to use Dyrachyo's buyback. 20 seconds until he's back, and they've got the fortification. So they should be able to push Liquid back without the presence of the DK.
But another flurry of items going to come out, and I believe they also lost their gem in that last engagement. Celery, he had it for, what, 5-6 minutes or something. Now they have it on Insania. So overall, all these wards that Gaimin did place with that type of outside movement, they're all gone. So the vision is completely gone from them. The map is dark. And that Roche, it's going to be potential soon. Let's see how quick the spawn is. Gaimin have to be prepared.
miCKe's got his next time done, the full Silver Edge. So in a situation where we saw, that last team fight, a bit of a messy start in where they were trying to focus Tofu, but they didn't quite have the damage to bring him down. With that extra bit of damage the Silver Edge brings, should be a little easier to dispatch at the supports during the Song of the Siren if miCKe gets his BKB off first.
And now they can, to be honest with you, they might be able to do initiations onto a DK. If Dyrachyo shows himself aggressively, there could be a tossback, a break, and this DK will look very fragile. So big damage increase coming out from miCKe. Gaimin have to be positioned down here. They have to be ready for the Roche spawn. Trying to get ward control.
They absolutely want to contest this. Liquid.
They're sneaking in. They've got the vision.
And he's in with the opening. The Avalanche toss combo straight away, bringing him down to about 10% HP almost on the puck. Quinn, he's got to get out.
He's dead.
Boxy's in with a punch up. Quinn's out of the fight. Celery, he'll chuck the TP out. They got anywhere to stop it. They don't. So Celery will live, but that's Quinn out for a full minute.
It's no hesitation. The second they put the ward down, it's an instant jump. They got dropped, what? It was like 10% HP just from the combo from Nisha. There's no way that Gaimin can react in time. That Roche, 15 seconds, but they'll have more than enough time to get it.
And we're seeing multiple times as well, Boxy, with the blink, he's now
so quick.
More than ready to catch after he's tried to jaunt out with the Illusory Orb. It's always there with a follow-up, Boxy.
And even though Quinn, he does have like Defiant Shell and all this little bit of extra armor and stuff, he is still just very burstable from all this damage that Liquid has at this point.
Massive amounts being done by that the Nisha's Wrath from miCKe. As the farm continues, as he's ready to now swing over towards that Roche pit. I'll pick up another Aegis here.
Just realized miCKe's just 0, 2, and 12. He's just the assist king this game with those Wrath of Natures.
Yeah, the highest kills they have right now. It's all on boxing.
It's all on boxing.
He's got 7 kills right now, 7, 2, and 6 on his tusk.
Him and Nisha have really just putting a hurt onto Quinn. This game in particular, it's every single time Quinn showed, they double jump him and he's either dead or put in a position where he just can't really fight afterwards. The fact that Nisha got Nemesis Curse also does make it a lot harder for Quinn to survive that huge burst damage that comes out. They do have dyrachyo with this data list, but it's no defensive items really for him whatsoever.
I like it though. It's all in on the damage. He has to go all in. All in on the damage here for dyrachyo.
It is really a 4 protect 1 in the utmost, so he needs to just go all in on this. And this next fight, it's probably the most important one for them.
Yeah, if he gets to freely attack, you cannot underestimate how much this dragon's going to hit hard.
And they have the buff ups, right? I believe Tofu did finish a Flads as well. They had the Solar Crest from the last fight too, so just throw everything onto him and hope for the best.
See what they can get. This is going to be into 33's Aegis.
And 33 with that Bloodstone that was finished up on top of the other items that he's got now. He is even tankier, and there is a double save as well too, so they need to find the back line. They need to do some crazy type of simultaneous initiation.
Let's see how prepared Liquid's for this, because Liquid's going to know that their creeps are pushing all the way up to Gaimin Gladiators base, and Gaimin Gladiators, they're not doing anything about it, so Liquid, they'll know that they're out on the map.
They got the scan. Oh, puts him on the cliff.
Indeed, okay. He's going to get dragged back down though, Boxy, able to make sure that 33 doesn't get stuck in any awkward spots there on the cliff.
miCKe's taking the base.
He's just got to put the Stampede. They've got to try and get out of this because Quinn, he's been caught by the initial combo. Tofu does have the potential of the song, if required, to get Quinn out of this.
He's caught by the stun.
I mean, the Snowball's going to catch onto him. The song comes out. And it's going to be enough to allow time for Quinn to get away from this. Yeah, he's out with the blink. Tofu coming in clutch with the save, but indeed at the same time in the base, what happened, Fog?
He took the racks. I mean, he got caught because of the Invis DK sneaking around, but he got the objective, so well worth it for him to be able to get that racks.
Dyrachyo in the mid. He wants to try and finish this job off. Quinn, it's a big coil. Nisha has to put the BKB and run. He's too low to want to stick around for this one.
Liquid got to look to reset for those 60 seconds. Gaimin can't quite take advantage after getting this kill on the Nature's Prophet. Yeah, losing another set of racks when you're at this deficit is painful.
Yeah, the rat potential as strong as ever.
Always.
With this Nature's Prophet, especially with the amount of farm that miCKe has. They'll certainly be looking for that sort of play again, and respect. Gaimin Gladiators, they've got to be prepared for it. And
there's only one more.
Something that works their favor. If they can set up a successful trap for the Nature's Prophet, it could be the beginning of miCKe's demise.
I don't think miCKe's going to go for some type of play. I think now it's like he's going to join his team and look to go for the press, because there's only one lane remaining. He doesn't need to take that type of crazy risk. That one was just, he tried to seize an opportunity because he saw a couple people. It was just a nice move from dyrachyo to catch him off guard there. But Liquid, I imagine when he respawns, they're just going to look to group. And we'll see how Gaimin can fight back for it. Dyrachyo's damage is definitely there if he's able to get these attacks off. New neutral items soon too would be quite nice for him. I know the Craggy gives him some defensive capability, but we all want just full-out aggression for dyrachyo.
Yeah, going to go straight for that Ags after the Silver Edge, and now over towards the Tormentor. They'll be able to take this one. The smoke comes out from Liquid. They want to make the most out of these final couple of minutes of 33's Aegis.
2 minutes remaining on it. Quinn has to be careful of his positioning. So much burst damage if they see him.
See how quick his reactions are if they do get the chance to jump him. And Quinn, he's not going to play to take any chances. He's back to base.
miCKe joining the squad. They're smoked up.
Creeps are being cut at the moment in the mid lane, but the top lane pushing in. Nisha or Boxy both ready for potential initiation. It's just going to be the illusion for now, baiting some of the action.
Smoke didn't break.
Could look to go again around the mid, but Gaimin Gladiators likely to sit a safe space away from Liquid here. Nobody wants to get caught by the jump of Nisha.
33's gone for Greaves of his own. I mean, that's very interesting. This extra little aura. Drinking buddies.
Quinn's going to try and jump in with the Waning Rift onto the 3, and the Mace tries to come with the follow-up, but the Avalanche trips him up. The Dream calls down, but the BKB's popped by miCKe. Now back off for now here, Liquid.
33, standing his ground.
They continue just to be this sort of impenetrable brick wall between Liquid and Gaimin Gladiators.
And they did get the tower. Did get whittled down from these constant hits from the tree and from those tosses. Does eventually die. DK form was used as well too, so there will perhaps be a little bit of a window if Liquid wants to siege once that DK form goes down.
And we'll see how strong they feel with the last seconds or so of this Aegis.
Dyrachyo.
He's going to try and start the action in Turai and see if they can take down 33 quickly. 33 dragged down to the side. Disruption comes out. They're going to be able to keep 33's first life alive a little bit longer as 33's able to back away. In fact, now he's ready to aggressively move it. He pops the Bloodstone. He heals incredibly up. As Celery's been burst down, has to buy back here on the Enchantress.
And Boxy's still alive.
And they've still got 20 seconds on 33's Aegis. They get another connection on towards 33. Can they even finish him off the once? The snowball comes in from Boxy.
Quinn?
But just while the song comes in from Tofu. Tries to get Gaimin Gladiators back to a safe spot. Quinn's able to jump away here. Tofu bailing the team out. The Aegis is about to get taken away from him. So 33 will get tossed back to safety. Liquid, they'll pull back with the Aegis expiring.
How is Boxy living all these moves? He kept himself at, what, 10% HP, it felt like, for 30 seconds. That was a lot used there from Gaimin. 10 seconds till DK form.
He's in with the opening. They don't quite have the damage though, and again the disruption save there from Insania. Ace is caught on the front, they're bursting through the Centaur incredibly quickly. Ace is gone and he doesn't have playback.
The saves every single time. One final Rax remaining. Ace down for 60. Gaimin, can they continue holding on? Liquid, they'll back up and reset off of that.
They will. I think a little bit of a sigh of relief there for Gaimin Gladiators in a situation where they don't have their Centaur. Ace for 50 seconds. Liquid are going to actually pull back away from them and not try and continue the push quite now.
So many of these fights, Gaming's just getting caught from what I think it was a 3-man Ava toss there, and then a Wrath of Nature comes through, and multiple heroes are just at sub 50% HP. It's scary for them to commit afterwards. And these two supports on Liquid, they have to be addressed. Somehow they have to start getting like extra silences or something, because the saves, they're perfect. The disruptions are coming out almost instantly. The drinking buddy snowballs, etc. It's there just too fast. Gaimin have to try to stop this.
I mean, on paper, you've got to imagine it's Quinn on the puck that's got to find the position to disrupt the disruptions effectively, put a stop to these sort of plays coming in from the back lines.
Dyrachyo has found another damage item, so Mindbreaker from that neutral item, of course, and he has the Aghanims finished up, so a bit stronger and almost 25. Quinn as well has kicked up the pressure. Parasma is finished with a Mindbreaker of his own, so maybe like even these little silences or something that he can do with these extra attacks could be a little bit of an X-Factor difference maker. Still very difficult for Gaimin. They can't get through these tanky cores with these double saves.
And Liquid, really with how long they were able to get the action going throughout the end of that Aegis, it's getting close to the time where we will see Roshan pop up once more. And Liquid, with this sort of a lead, maybe not too much reason to take too many risks. So
I think they'll wait for that, Rosh.
I think so too.
Dyrachyo trying to do some sneaky plays here, but he's
got eyes on him. He's going to get the jump. 33's coming in with the damage. Backup is there for Dyrachyo. Dyrachyo's able to bail up to the high ground. Gaimin Gladiators do split Liquid relatively apart. They fully commit over towards Insania, but he's able to get the self-disruption off. Nisha over towards Tofu. They've been able to burst through the two supports. This is the sort of fight the Gaimin Gladiators needed in terms of the start of it. Can they get the cause? They'll look towards Nisha. Nisha with the BKB TP out. They've got nothing to stop it. He'll get away, but the song's up to put a stop to the escape of miCKe. As Gaimin Gladiators surround the Nature's Prophet, there's no save left for miCKe as Gladiators hit back hard.
Dyrachyo with the sneaky play, just playing around. He looks like he's, I mean, it's like a typical Dyrachyo. Hey guys, we got him.
That was a good bait.
He's got the whole team with him.
And now they could try for a bit of a push themselves. I mean, with this, it is 80 seconds, no miCKe.
That is very true. He does not have that buyback. Not yet, 500 gold away. He probably doesn't want to use it anyway. They've got the glyph. We'll be able to stall things out a bit here.
It is okay, still 1 minute and 45 seconds for the Roshan. So when he's back in, Liquid will have the full lineup back in force.
That could have been a pretty crucial moment. If it was one of those instant spawns, Gaimin could have potentially snuck
check this out again. I mean, you're absolutely right. Dyrachyo, just kind of going for the bait play here, and Liquid, they kind of take the bait.
And they took the fight too. I was watching miCKe attempting for some split push potentially. It seemed like sending his trade, but he made the call to join. So they thought that they could probably take this fight, but overall, positioning from Gaimin was a bit too superior with that song that isolates miCKe afterwards. And the damage from Dyrachyo is getting pretty scary.
And miCKe, and that BKB just not lasting quite long enough to allow him the safety to escape. Comes to an end, and Tofu's got the answer.
1 minute till the rush. They're going to check it out. They wish it was up immediately. 20 seconds miCKe. Liquid still got to make the smoke out. They don't have the same information, so they've got to at least get something. They've got to poke their face there to see. AC was finished for Nisha.
They may have the net worth lead, but Gaimin Gladiators certainly have the position advantage here.
Dyrachyo.
He's going to fight 33 to start things off. He's going to try and open the play. There'll be an avalanche that trips up Quinn straight away. Quinn, he's got to be careful. Bursting about a third of the HP. Backup comes in from AC straight over towards Insania. The coil's there. Quinn, he's been able to isolate the two supports on the back line. The Dyrachyo, he's bringing in the damage. They're taking down Insania. Boxy getting low. He'll get another snowball off though, Boxy. That's finished on Tofu. Buyback comes in from Quinn. Snowball over towards Celery, but Boxy has to blink out. Still alive somehow on this task. 33 pops the BKB, tries to perform, but miCKe's actually blocked 33 off it inadvertently there with the Sprout. Goes for dyrachyo, but dyrachyo is able to get over this sort of area of the map that Liquid, they can't traverse quite as easily. He's breaking away from them, but they've got the chase down. They've got another set of catch with the Sprout, and miCKe bringing in the damage. Liquid, they push for the fight. They get the combo onto Quinn. He's run out of orbs to jump to. He's got it back up in a second, but the crit comes in there hard from Nisha. Quinn, it's a dieback on him. Liquid, they push for the fight. They take it, and they're straight into the Roche pit.
Nobody else is doing damage but dyrachyo. At some point, he just can't do it on his own. These 3 tanky cores, they sustain through all of it. With that buyback coming in, Quinn actually buys back, TPs to the top outpost, and goes through the twin gate to try to get involved because he got picked off very early on there. This avalanche from Nisha was absolutely absurd. It kind of read the play and broke that initial go that Gaming wanted to get to try to pop dyrachyo. And there you see Quinn, he does get punched up and brought down, so they have that number advantage for a good amount of time and so many in this fight.
Times in this game, we're seeing Boxy just living on a slither of health.
Unbelievable
and getting to play out another multiple sets of his abilities. And this gives them the chance for Liquid to re-engage. And at this part of the fight, you know, Quinn, as you say, buying back, it's just not enough to shift the tides of the team fight.
No, it's taking too long to get there because it's not like it's his outpost bottom. He had to TP top, go through a twin gate. It took him an extra 15 seconds or so to re-get inside that fight. And now Mega's been claimed. Liquid, they have 45 seconds.
They're pushing on. The fortification comes out. 40 seconds in which Gaimin Gladiators is going to have to try and defend without Quinn. Ace looking for the lead in, but he gets caught immediately by the avalanche. Bounces away, Ogreseal turn. The Stampede's there to get back, but the tier 4s are falling. Liquid, they're onto the edge. Gaimin Gladiators have got anything to stop this. They do not. GG's going to be called. Liquid take game 2.
They are playing so aggressive from the early game to the mid game. They're just very confident the way they're playing and have to give tons of commands. I mean, the Boxy Tusk is just unbelievable. How many times is he living on slivers of HP? But at the end there, these avalanches from Nisha, he's reading the moments that they want to capitalize on getting these type of chain stuns to bring down this Brisback, but he has that coverage kind of perfectly, especially in that last crucial fight.
And doing it in sort of 2 incredible fashions so far as well, this best of 5. The first game coming in with quite the turnaround. This game, getting that lead and holding it and making sure that they don't make mistakes, don't let it slip away from them. A couple of times, Gaimin Gladiators, they did come back with a pretty decent pushback, but it was never enough to slow Liquid down. And as you say, they're kind of drawing to some of these heroes that are getting through, like the support picks. I can't imagine we're going to see the Shadow Demon Tusk duo get through
There's
again.
no way you can give them both, and probably at least not that Tusk, because Boxy out of control.
Well, there we go. So far, ladies and gentlemen, crazy stuff from Team Liquid here in this best of 5. They are 2 games up, 1 game away from claiming the championship title against Gaimin Gladiators. Can Gaimin Gladiators turn this one around? It's going to be tough. 2-0 at the moment for Team Liquid.
Oh, how the tables have turned. It was just about a month ago in this grand finals duo. These 2 teams were up against each other in a best of 5, and it was Gaimin Gladiators that was up 2 games in a grand finals, and they made it look easy. I will say this is a very competitive final so far because Gaimin Gladiators is putting up one heck of a fight. But Team Liquid doing it here again in game 2, now on match point in this best of 5. Before we get to game 3, there's so much to talk about, and I think there's one thing I just like to highlight. I think sometimes when we see patch notes Lacoste and we see a hero having +1 armor and everybody's like, yeah, sure, whatever. I think Boxy just proved how important just 1 different in stat can make. How did he live so frequently, such sliver of HP?
Yeah, Boxy definitely a professional e-gamer that reads patch notes. This guy is playing out of his freaking mind. I did praise him before this game. I've been praising him throughout the whole year. Definitely deserves a praise. And with drinking buddies, or should we call it skull buddies, because he's pulling them out of so many troubles. I gotta point out the support duo, Insania and Boxy, playing the same heroes twice in a row, having Shadow Demon, having Tusk as well. You have this break mechanic, but it's gonna be nullified by both Disruption and the Snowball, so you're not gonna get the full value. One of the reasons why 33 was playing so aggressive into them.
Yeah, and those 2 supports, they went for Blink Dagger so early on. You had these double blinks in a game where Gaimin were already on the back foot, making it so that any move that they tried to make, the Liquid supports were there to counteract them. And in games where you're losing so hard, you just need any kill that you can get to get you back. But no, Boxy and Insania, an amazing job. But I also want to talk about 33 on this Bristleback. he hit his item timing so early, from a free lane to being uncontested in the triangle to showing up bottom at minute 14 with an Aghanims, a Voodoo Mask, and completely popping off.
Liquid, they just have such a formidable triple threat, right? You've got the Tusk, the SD, and the Tiny. At any minute, if you don't execute on your jump, like you said, the saves are going to come into play, Nisha's going to hit a clutch avalanche. BKBs weren't really a thing for gaming too much in this game. So the avalanche, the toss, it was such high value for Liquid to utilize, and you've got to go to Gaimin. They're drafting themselves into a position of such high pressure moments. You're in the grand finals of TI, you want to get your first Aegis, and they're making themselves, like they're making the fight so difficult. And that's where Liquid is such a strong team. They exploit their opponent's inability to hit the perfect combination. For Gaimin to get a kill, it's a stomp into a silver break, and then you murder. But Liquid, they have the supports, the Tiny, to completely break that apart. So even when there's a comeback on the cards for Gaimin, they have to hit the perfect spells in high pressure situations, and if they don't, then they just lose the game. Like Liquid, there is no way you give them SD and Tusk in the next game. Like, it feels like it's illegal. Like in this fight as well, it's like the DK goes in, they don't get the break for long enough onto the bristle because they have no follow-up damage, and then it's fully disjointed. Liquid keep kiting back, allowing for the fight to extend further. Puck goes down, has to buy back, but where's the damage? The DK, no BKB, no Satanic available. Like, it's just, he doesn't even have Satanic. He went for the Aghanims. Yeah, Gaimin, it's such a struggle for them. Liquid are just out of this world at the moment.
They have to split this up, this duo, because it's doing way too much. They try to counter it with Riki in game 1. They had something prepared where you are going to pick up that shard. That cloud for Riki is going to be something very good against both of these spells, especially once you pick up the shard, of course. But second game, they try to counter it with the silence. Puck, to jump the back lines, it was not enough. Ace also picked up the Blink Dagger relatively early on, Blade Mail into Blink Dagger. This is like top 3 Blink Dagger purchases when it comes down to timing. And also Void Spirit. I think this is the key hero that has been banned in both of these games. They do not want to give Quinn a matchup where he's going to be able to jump the backline and kill the 2 supports.
And also, Boxy on the Tusk, he goes for a Halberd. We've only seen 4 other games of Halberd being picked up. The item is non-existent in the meta, due to the fact that when you BKB, the disarm just gets removed. But Boxy, he identifies...
The only man in that booth to have his name on the Aegis.
Twice.
It's gonna happen twice, and it might just happen in this game. Let's send it on to game number 3.
So there we have it there, Blitz. Coming with some jokes about his support. So the funny thing is, I guess this draft, so from Liquid, we are seeing indeed a bit of a change. It's not the Tusk Shadow Demon again this time. The cause that he was talking up there, Blitz, on his team Liquid. They're getting to play stuff that we've already seen so far this series, and it's looked pretty good, Fog.
Yep, this time I would say their draft it's much more aggression. Last time we saw multiple different saves and stuff like that. This time, it's all out, just go, go, go time. But Gaming, they've got a very formidable draft. They've got Quinn on his signature Pango that he's been waiting to bust out here. They've got this Wind Ranger with tons of amplification from the Solar Flare, from the Marcy. We should be in for a treat for this one.
We
Let's
absolutely
hope so.
should. Hopefully indeed. 2-0 at the moment, Liquid. Just this one game that stands between them and claiming that championship title here at the International 2024. Can Gaimin Gladiators turn these things around? And as you say, yeah, the Quinn Pango coming in last. I mean, as talked about by the panel, obviously a comfort pick for Quinn, but also on paper, looking at the matchups, a good game for the Pango in general, or what do you sort of see the future being for Quinn this game?
Just has to really watch out for the puck coils for the most part inside this early game. Besides that, there's no real BKB piercing disable. Once he gets rolling in most of these fights, he's gonna just be able to kind of commit forward there. So just has to watch out for those early initiations that come out from the puck, the silence in particular. But yeah, it can look like a very, very good Pango game if he's able to get through that type of stage of these silences. Dyrachyo, let's see how he's able to sustain because Boxy at 33, they've been menaces with this Visage combo.
Yeah, look how low Dyrachyo is. He's got to be careful sneaking around the trees here. Boxy is hunting for him.
He's got power. I mean, Boxy might just be able to find him.
If he could get 2 more hits in, he'll pretty much have him. The Tango regen starting to kick in for Dyrachyo. I mean, either way, it's pretty painful being forced right back from the lane.
All right, Celery, you're farming under the tower now.
All right, Celery moving up to the carry. I mean, in the past we have had Wind Ranger support. I mean, we'll see how much of a hit that sort of takes to him at this early first wave or so that Dyrachyo just gets completely forced away from.
He got every last hit, Owen. Celery got 8 of them.
He's ready.
He literally got every single one of those last hits. So even though the Wind Ranger got 0, he did ensure to get those. And he's level 2. Dyrachyo. There's only level 1, but they do have that power spike of the 2 now on the Marcy. Very well done there from Celery.
And this bottom lane, they've got to be so careful against this boxy 33 Dark Willow Visage duo. We've seen 33's Visage. If he starts to get these kills, get that gold advantage, this hero, especially in 33's hands, gets completely out of control.
Does get that Shadow Realm off. They've got the level 2s. Dyrachyo has to be super careful. If that was level 2 Boxy, that's probably a kill on Dyrachyo there, because they would have had the brambles.
Yeah, he has to be so careful here, Dyrachyo. Whilst Liquid have this XP advantage against him in the lane.
It's tough to look away from here. We are able to glance toward the mid right now. We see Quinn doing very good in that matchup versus Nisha. Brambles come out bottom, doesn't catch the Dyrachyo, but Celery put low. A second Soul Assumption.
It's a lot of damage. The hit from the Shadow Realm and the Soul Assumption. It's enough. First blood for 33. As I say, you've got to keep an eye on how much money this lad's going to be able to make from this lane. Getting a first blood, getting actions with the Soul Assumptions. This could be tough for Gaimin Gladiators down here.
It could definitely be tough to Dyrachyo in particular. When you mess up your first wave like this, and you have to just bring so much extra regen, it is tough to kind of recover when Visage just gets so much extra gold. You can bring all this extra mana regen to keep getting this spam going. And overall, for Wind Ranger in this game, now that we can look at a little bit of hesitation for a moment that he's not dying, there's an insane amount of magical burst for this hero. Not the tankiest if you get off to a little bit of a tough start. If they just throw constant nukes onto her early, could be difficult for Dyrachyo.
Quite the recovery required. 3 minutes in, just 4 last hits here so far that Dyrachyo's been able to find in the safe lane.
I can't even look elsewhere. I keep trying to look to a different lane to see how they're doing, but yeah, they just keep getting put so low, and the wave's going to push out again.
I think so far on the other side of the map, miCKe 15 for 4 against the 7 for 3. Another lane in which Gaimin Gladiators having a bit of a slower start when it comes to the farm in the core matchup.
It's the power of this Nature's Prophet with this tree, and the Mirana in general can't really apply too much pressure up here. You can try to like arrow this tree and stuff like that, being able to slow down the farm of miCKe, it's going to take quite a bit longer. Maybe when level 3 comes out onto Ace, they can look to start putting a little more aggression, but it's very good lanes kind of across the board from Liquid. It's just Quinn having that advantage in mid.
He's got to do a lot on his Pango. Well, we have seen him in the past really pop off when he gets a good start on the Pango there. He's going to have to do something crazy this game because, yeah, the openings on the side lanes, pretty much the rougher ones that Gaimin Gladiators have had so far this series.
It's wild to see how much last hits the supports have. Of course, we mentioned Celery with the 10 that he had from those first 2 or 3 waves, but also Tofu's just been arrowing creeps and also getting some himself, so... The CS looks pretty bad on the cores, but at the least they do have a couple extra on those supports that almost, not fully even things out, but kind of do.
Try to make the jump hits. A good amount of burst thrown down over towards Dark Willow, but Boxy is able to fight back with the Shadow Realm. He's going to try and do so, but another dispose comes in. Boxy's going to go down. Gaimin Gladiators sort of baiting him into trying to take that fight back towards them. They'll come out on top of him, find a very important kill between the two of them to strike back at Liquid on this bottom lane.
The raindrops have started to come out for bottom lane. Most important thing you can pretty much buy when you're playing versus Visage, so you don't just get constantly chunked down. The damage is still incredibly high, but now you'll be able to at least survive the first 2 of those Soul Assumptions. Bottom, they also get another throwback onto 33. I don't believe they have enough damage, though.
It's pretty beefy now with the 2 braces and the wand on top of it. So a lot of burst is going to have to be thrown his way to try and take him down during this early stage of the lane.
Sania getting chased out here a little bit by Tofu. Does have the Lotus, should be fine.
As the mid matchup goes,
getting a bit more even.
It is indeed. A little bit of a catch up for Nisha. I mean, his puck play been pretty phenomenal. I believe yet to lose a game here.
He's really been pushing the limits on some of these
top lane
heroes as miCKe.
Talking about pushing the limits here, miCKe is going to get run down. Ace and Tofu chasing him off into the trees, and Insania not quite in position or having the tools to hold them back this time.
I like that's like the kind of the result of what happened when Tofu was just clicking and poking Insania on the side there. They see that opportunity to go from it. Swashbuckle, big damage onto Nisha, keeping him low.
And Quinn has hit the 6. Hard for him to make a play on his own against the puck.
Can't look to play for the power rune. It's the biggest power tends to be there for the Pango, is playing around that power rune early on with the Rolling Thunder, just kind of chain CCing somebody. Heavy rotations coming in. The coil catches, though.
He's going to come out immediately. The silence follow up as well as the TP, and they've got the burst to take Quinn out before he gets the chance for a shield crash.
Tofu will be at least able to take away that rune, so Nisha doesn't get that refill. But yeah, Nisha, no hesitation. The second he hits 6, gets that Dream Coil because Quinn was still low.
Bottom lane, starting to see, Dyrachyo
getting better.
Indeed, he's recovering slowly but surely after what was a very rough opening few minutes to this third game.
He is isolated though. We are seeing the Marcy making the moves around Celery, looking to get involved elsewhere. Insania.
It's going to be off the mark there with the rebound.
Catching.
Look at the pit. I mean, Insania's going to kind of bring them back over towards him there with that little bit of unfortunate cogs. The arrow angle from Tofu, it's perfect. Comes in, Starstorm also just at the limits of the range. It's enough damage to catch Insania out.
And look at this move, the old school dyrachyo move. Quick movement, miCKe might not expect this.
I don't think he expects this whatsoever. See if dyrachyo's got enough setup to buy time for the rest of the team to move over. Tofu's trying to head in. He's got the arrow back up in a second. Leaps in for the burst damage. miCKe, he's got no one to help out. Gaimin Gladiators. The Sprout comes out from miCKe, won't save him. Aggressive moves here that are really helping them just kind of alleviate the pressure that was being applied on them from the rough start to the lanes. Getting dyrachyo involved like this, it's these sort of moves that will start to get them the actual overall gold lead in this early game.
I love seeing that move. Celery just ditching bottom a bit, and then you see that dyrachyo's like, yeah, well, I can just go through this gate. I don't have anybody behind me, but I can just join in to shut down this Nature's Prophet, who dies now back-to-back. miCKe is getting caught out early here. That level 6 is going to come out quite a bit later than they had in those last two games. That Wrath of Nature pressure, it's not going to be there as early as I think Liquid initially anticipated to have. They will have the 6 on 33, so bottom tower, they have to have someone here to occupy. dyrachyo has to be careful.
He's going to get caught in the bramble. Immediate TP's coming in to try and help it out. They've got the Fiend's Gate as well, bringing in the numbers, Gaimin Gladiators, and 33 is going to go straight away, or at least try to for the Twin Gate, but the pit's there. Into the roll from Quinn. They're going to be able to catch 33 on his attempted escape. He's bumped down to the low ground. They're still able to reach him with the damage of the Firestorm to take him out. Gaimin Gladiators making some excellent early game moves here, up and down the map, catching Liquid out time and time again.
This time they're on point with these early rotations, just like we saw in the first game in particular. Those first 10 minutes of the first game also, they did have, what, a 7,000 gold lead or so. This one, playing around this Underlord, this map mobility, it's fast.
I know that miCKe's around here somewhere, Quinn. See if he's going to be able to bully miCKe. miCKe into the trees, pops up the Nature's Wrath, the rebounds in. miCKe, he's got no teleportation, no TP scroll, they're both on cooldown. He'll sprout himself in, but they'll still be able to reach over, take him out again. The moves continue from Gaimin Gladiators. In the mid, the jump's made, Nisha's able to burst through. Tofu did have to use the Dream Coil for that in return.
3 kills now onto miCKe though. He still is 900 ahead of dyrachyo, at least on the gold, but those kills are definitely going to inflate the other cores there of Gaimin Gladiators. Quinn, it's just constant moves around. They are not looking to slow down, even if they don't have Rolling Thunder. They want to occupy these lanes. They don't want to lose these towers early on versus this Nature's Prophet Visage lane. More rotations.
Trying to lead in a burst through the Familiars. He's actually able to get one of them there. Easy gold for Quinn.
And he's got Rolling Thunder up in 5 seconds, so he feels safe to do so.
That's difficult for Liquid to fight into this area of the map. They have to hold back. They have got the creeps pushing in on them, so 33 will manage to keep farming safely underneath his own tower.
Bit difficult for Liquid to make that first move without coil or without the hook shot. A little difficult for them to at least get jump onto some of these squishier heroes. I mean, again, look at Quinn. It's immediate aggression. They just keep wanting to look at this top side, keep wanting to slow down miCKe.
I mean, eventually, miCKe, we'll see if they catch him this time. This time he's at the deepest camp possible.
He doesn't see too much on the map either, so is he going to see this coming?
See what he wants to do after he clears up the camp. Quinn's actually bailed out. Lucky enough for miCKe that Quinn made that call to pick up the farm in the mid, because if Quinn stuck around, they could have had a shot at taking miCKe down again.
Levels on the supports for Gaimin Gladiators both have hit 6 at a good margin ahead of those supports on the side of Liquid. Big damage that can come between the two of them. The Solar Flare amping up the Marcy. This Marcy definitely has potential to even solo kill some of these cores early on because of how good of a start that Celery's had. Even though it's a 5 position, throw a Solar Flare on there, miCKe could definitely be in trouble. Yeah,
Tofu on top of that. You know, both of the supports on Gaimin Gladiators having, you know, maybe not to plan, but that stronger start because of the struggles the cores out in the mid. The burst comes through. Quinn, not a chance to get out of this one, but maybe a chance for Gaimin Gladiators as a team to find something in return. As the numbers turn up, they get the pick control onto Nisha, but no further burst as Liquid turn up the full 5-man here to put some pressure in on the mid lane.
They get that initial catch, the coil. It's the one thing that Quinn has to watch out for this game. If they can get burst down during that coil silence. Boxy was there for the follow-up. Nisha applying big pressure onto this mid tower here. I believe he has his Witchblade nearly finished already.
33 will swing back down towards the bottom lane. Try and make sure that dyrachyo doesn't end up getting too much space.
Where did that extra catapult come from? Did that come from like top lane? 2 catapults from Dire were just hitting the mid tower. It's 11 minutes in. Wait, what? That was weird. I didn't see where it actually came from. But miCKe, he dies, but it's the thing about the Nature's Prophet is you just get back onto the map really fast and you farm super quick. So still having that disparity between him and this Wind Ranger. 1100 difference between the two of them. Still pretty big. dyrachyo is, of course, going to have these amp ups. He's going to have this amp from the Marcy and from the Solar Flare very early. Yeah, miCKe just keeping that difference at the least.
And Quinn wants to keep bringing the action. Down towards the bottom, him and Tofu. They want to try and find 33 ideally. I mean, they'll settle for any core.
Oh, and look at the build 33 is going for. Just straight Crimson Guard. Knows how much physical damage they have from the Pango. Very cool approach.
I know Nisha stepping up pretty far in the mid. But finding the opening onto the puck's pretty difficult for these heroes.
That's always going to be a problem for them, is shutting down this puck. Quinn has to be careful every single time the Nisha does step up. dyrachyo can't go for that one. dyrachyo now could be in trouble in the cell.
And he's got the hook shot. They're ready to get him with the catch. They drop down the cogs. They manage to trap dyrachyo. He's gone. Quinn jumps in with the Rolling Thunder, looking for kills in return here. If the opening bounce onto Insane here, Ace comes over with a Fiend's Gate.
Liquid's got the numbers.
He'll get caught in the backlines, but miCKe TPing over. The Fear catches on to both of them. 33 bringing in the familiar, having the change done to control Gaimin Gladiators, take down Celery, and now turn the damage towards Ace. As Liquid, they take out 4.
Big mistake from dyrachyo, trying to get involved early on. He's still so fragile. There's so much magic damage and control. Nisha just throws the coil onto him and they bring him down. Quinn can't actually do anything with his Rolling Thunder versus this many heroes. Liquid, they've got all 5 there so fast, even versus that Fiend's Gate.
And they push so hard off the back of taking a fight like that. The tier 1 in the mid lane wiped out of the game.
Gaimin can't really make too many of these mistakes early on when they're playing versus this fast of a lineup. dyrachyo has to look to get involved later on. He can't be the first one to get caught like this.
I see her again.
It's way too aggressive from him. There's no way you're going to catch Nisha like this with this type of shackle shot. And even then, there's not really much follow-up.
And whilst Gaimin Gladiators supports, they've got a lot of scaling. They just don't have the methods to sort of bail a core out of that sort of position. They can't save it.
No, and these, to be honest, those Brambles, Boxy just completely split the fight. Both of those supports can't really jump in through these Brambles or through these cogs very effectively. It's a perfect fight from Liquid.
It really is, and as we've seen so many times with 33's Visage, he's always there for the cleanup.
Oh yeah, that extra gold. I mean, you can just roam around as this Visage, it feels like, because of this facet, you just get way too much. And now cleaning up these Ancients on top of having that fight win. Big things going for Liquid. And Crimson Guard, it's very soon finished up for 33. So in that next fight, Gaming does have to be a bit more careful. And yeah, dyrachyo just has to get involved way later on. And is very close to Blink Dagger. So that's probably how they want to look to take that next fight. But there's definitely a Nisha problem. This puck 3-0-4 so far, having a pretty much, a flawless game. The lane was a little bit difficult, but overall, all of his moves have worked, and every coil has caught a perfect target.
And we saw earlier this series what he could do on the puck when he was just completely crushed in the early game. This time around, he's at the top.
He is. Ace does have a pipe, so they'll be able to stop at least some of this big magic damage that Liquid has early on. It is pretty overwhelming, that damage and control. And their team fight overall for Liquid, it's very threatening. The team fight for Gaimin Gladiators is like 90% reliant on how Quinn is able to get with the Rolling Thunder. Liquid, they have just coil, they have the hook shot, they have this Bramble Maze plus follow-up with Terrorize. They have a lot of different ways to control these fights in comparison.
Yeah, they're ready to go again, Liquid. I know even with the last few fights, kind of Gaimin Gladiators have been the ones to sort of hand them to them with their failed attempts at starting off action. Liquid, they're not afraid to start running at them with the lead that they have. Even with this moment where Nisha hasn't quite got the Blink Dagger pickup, he's very close to the money for it, but was just looking to see if they could try their chances here with the Dream Coil and the Amplified Damage rune in the bottle. Bot lane, Tofu tries to TP out, but the Terrorize hits there from Boxy. Liquid, they'll get another pickup.
And now miCKe, he's got the Gleipnir, so he can get involved a lot easier than dyrachyo in particular. He's got a 2,500 gold difference, and this Gleipnir, it's going to be annoying for the Pango. Until he has something like a shard or anything to get this Dispel, that's an extra form of catch, an extra form of just a little interrupt that Quinn can struggle versus. Liquid accelerating again here. Nisha, like you said, that blink is done. Amp damage, level 13 on this puck. Starting to get heavy momentum their way.
And keeping pressure on you, multiple lanes.
And miCKe is just always farming. Anytime there's downtime, nature's profit. You're always able to join every single one of these fights. Liquid, looking for this tier 2 bottom. Does Gaimin want to actually approach down here? It's dangerous.
They've got the fortification, but that might be the extent of their defense for now, Gaimin Gladiators, against this heavy push from Liquid.
Look at Nisha. He's jumping in and seeing all three heroes there, so he knows that Gaming's potentially mounting a defense. He's got the coil at the ready.
All right, they want to try for it, Gaimin.
This is risky. The tower's dropping. dyrachyo does have the Maelstrom finished up.
They're bringing the whole team in for this one. Liquid, they themselves, they're also ready to return fire. Teleports at the ready for miCKe if he sees a chance to fight. He's also got the Wrath of Nature back off cooldown. Quinn, he'll start the action though. Looks over towards the backlines, finds the connection onto 33.
This is deep, way too deep here
Hook
for
shot.
Quinn.
I mean, fortunately for Gaimin Gladiators, Insania is going to whiff that one. Doesn't get the connection. Gives Gaimin Gladiators the chance to back up underneath the tier 2. Liquid, they may just be ready to dive it though. The Colts are going to get laid down. Push back Quinn. Turn around with the shackle, but Nisha's in with the silence over towards Tofu. Tofu backs off. Solar Symphony Burst coming in. They've got the catch with the Foxy follow beautifully there onto the three of them. The Fear pushes back Quinn. They take down the Pango. They turn towards dyrachyo. The Solar Assumption Burst, bringing him low. Celery comes in with the rebound to try and get dyrachyo out of this one. Celery tries to stand his ground and fight back, but he will fall. Ace to go down as well under the tier 2. They cannot defend.
Liquid is just smashing them. Nisha gets a 3-man coil onto the most crucial target. The Pango gets controlled completely. Quinn, it feels like almost like a super ambitious move for him to dive forward there with that Rolling Thunder. They just disengage.
He's going to TP beyond the tower. Nisha's in with a forward. They get dyrachyo as well.
Liquid is doing it.
This game getting massively out of control for Gaimin Gladiators. Just 17 minutes in, they're down 10k gold.
They're feeling desperate. I mean, that whole fight bot was just super awkward for them trying to force that issue. They're under the vision of Liquid. Liquid just resets. The Rolling Thunder connects on nobody. Now they can back up, pick up another set of pretty much full items onto these cores. Gaimin Gladiators, they need more time to be able to fight, but time does not feel like it's going to be valuing them at all with Liquid getting so much.
Liquid, they don't want to give them any of that. Nisha.
Going for the solo play. He's got the MP.
They've got so much magical damage here on Nisha alone that Quinn, he's gone. miCKe, he turns up, comes and borrows the kill. After Nisha's hard work.
Hey, Nisha's just running show.
Insania, he's got a hook shot if they want to try and make a play here, and he does. He's going to be straight in on the attempted stop to keep pace here, control. Is there anyone else coming in to help out? Insania, he's got Nisha with the backup, jumps in with the silence onto the two of them. Gaimin Gladiators having to keep their distance.
It's a bit deep this time from Liquid. They will reset. They don't have the damage, but the tower, it's in jeopardy.
It's going down. 18 minutes, another tier 2 to be taken. Liquid continue to shut down the map.
Any growth from Gaming, it's just, when was the last time they actually got something going their way? It feels like a long distance memory just from the laning phase. They killed miCKe a couple times, but ever since Liquid just started grouping up and getting Nisha more involved with this Blink Dagger, there's just nothing Gaming can do to really fight back against all this team fight and control.
Yeah, already 19 minutes in, it feels like the toughest game for Gaimin Gladiators to turn around so far this grand finals.
It's starting to feel like head-on team fights are just absolutely impossible. They have to just try to stall this game out to get more growth. Tofu trying his best.
I'm just trying to waste Liquid's time.
The Birds looking to scout him out, but Tofu
Radiant's top tower.
will be okay for now, but 33 still chasing
He's still
here.
looking, and he's going to find him. Tofu. No escape from this. Leap still on cooldown for a few seconds. 33 is going to be able to claim more money here, taking out another.
It's desperation from Gaimin at this point. They don't have anywhere they can go. They're looking to stay around their Tormentor area, but they can't even look to go for that one there because Liquid could just look to pressure here off that. Roche soon on the menu here for Liquid too. 7 to 15. They feel like they have, what, an out 80% control of the map or something. Look at where Gaming is attempting to find farm. They're farming one ancient camp and a hard camp and a medium, and that's kind of it at this point.
And even around this area, they're unlikely really to be able to pull together a defense around these tier 2s. We saw them try to do so on the bottom lane. When this top lane push comes in, we'll see if they attempt to go for it again.
I mean, Quinn's farm, it's just gone. He tried to make that first move with the blink, and if you don't get that first move that catches successfully with these Pangos, it can just be devastating. We see that net worth bottom of the cores. So many different ways to address this Pango. Even if they didn't have the BKB disable, they have the ways to just chain silence and getting that Rolling Thunder.
Oh, Liquid. They're ready to keep the aggression going. Coming in with the smoke. dyrachyo showing himself on the wave.
The Wisdom Rune and that Tormentor.
Nisha. Gonna try and lead him with a Dream Coil. dyrachyo's pretty deep under the tier 2. TP backup starting to come in. Liquid, they'll dive in with the burst. The Soul Assumption. dyrachyo's so low. Quinn, he'll roll in position, get the Rolling Thunder order to try and escape. Liquid, they'll get turned to play by the Rolling Thunder. Good connection on towards miCKe, but indeed miCKe's still got half HP to play with. The Terrorize comes out over to the side, catching on to Celery and onto Quinn. Celery, he'll jump out over towards Ace. He'll escape, but Quinn, he gets left behind. The Gleichner comes out, stuck in position. Quinn's out of the game.
They're 2 ahead, Owen. The auras that they've got on 33, this block plus this pipe, it just keeps miCKe alive. He also has 2200 HP on top of it. They've run out of damage already here on Gaimin. Liquid can claim this tier 2, claim the Wisdom Rune, deny that away, and even potentially steal a Tormentor. And Gaimin expanded a lot to attempt for that fight and got nothing.
Yeah, they've got so many options, Liquid, on how they want to continue with this advantage. They'll opt to go for some pressure onto the tier 3s.
And look at Nisha pushing the limits here. The Parasma, the damage putting on the Celery below half HP. This tower's dropping.
Tofu trying to leap in, trying to burst through some of the wave, but won't be able to stop the push. The tower falls. Ace also ready to try and come in with a deep push. Liquid, they'll respect it. They'll back off, wait at least for the next wave. We'll see if they stick around or want to back off for further objectives. Roshan would be available.
Dyrachyo's gone all aggressive. They're feeling desperate. He's got the Gleichner done. Can they get any pickup?
Nisha's already in. He's going to jump the backlines. He gets the side shot to the 3-man Dream Core comes through as well. Liquid now push forward. They're happy to try and take this fight, and they look straight over towards Dyrachyo. Hook shot in from Insane. Rolling Thunder comes out from Quinn. They get the connection onto 33. 33 is incredibly low. They'll get him. They'll take him out with the power shot. Roxy still pushing and is able to get the damage over towards Celery with the ultimate. Quinn, the Rolling Thunder comes to an end, but Gaimin Gladiators know they have to push on forward for this fight. They catch Boxy.
Best fight they've had all game here. They push them back. They get 3. Can they catch Nisha? Doesn't look like it. They almost actually got miCKe as well. Very close there. Dyrachyo just relentlessly chasing in. Best opportunity they've had this game.
Absolutely, and they were able to take the fight at a moment where they themselves secured the last hit on the Tormentor. They get themselves the shard.
Oh, good eye on that. I actually did not see that. That's pretty huge there. That's why there's that big swing. It went from, what, 15,000 down to 12k because they get that extra bit of increase because of that Tormentor.
Yeah, very impressive signs of life from Gaimin Gladiators considering the position they're in. We saw, Liquid, they got the Tormentor very low, and Nisha gets this good opening, jumping the backlines. They just weren't quite in position to burst and fully focus down one target this time round, Liquid, and that gave Gaimin Gladiators the chance to turn things. Quinn gets off an excellent Rolling Thunder, and Liquid, they're split side to side of the team fight.
90% of it is Quinn, right? We were saying he has to have the biggest impact possible with this Rolling Thunder. He did not get caught by that coil. If Nisha actually catches him there, could be a completely different scenario. Liquid still with a pretty massive lead, and Roche is still at their potential, so they were making the most aggressive play possible, trying to steal that Tormentor. Now they'll back up for the safer choice.
And Gaimin Gladiators, they're going to need to do that a few more times to be able to hold on this one. And as you say, this next time it's going to be into the Aegis push of Liquid.
But look, it's interesting the build though. This is it feels almost necessary for Dyrachyo, but it's not something we've seen every single time on these Wind Rangers. They've been adapting to get earlier BKBs, but Dyrachyo's just like, I don't think I can do that. I need the damage to be able to fight through Liquid's advantage at this point. So he's going for the small crit, maybe the BKB after, but can definitely understand why he just wants all damage.
Talking about BKBs, miCKe, he can look to play it safe, get his online. He's just about 1,000 gold away from having that on top of the Aegis. So we'll have the timing to push him with both. And Gaimin Gladiators, definitely after that hold around the Tormentor, they're going to feel a little stronger. The question is, do they want to take further risks? And the answer is yes, they do. They want to look for the smoke into the Aegis timing, see if they can catch Liquid by surprise.
That is exactly what it is. It's taking a risk, and it could be quite a big one if you do it outside the base here. Nisha is still a very difficult task to solve.
Looking to bait around the rune.
He plays it safe. He's very wary.
Quinn's still looking for opportunities around the mid, but Liquid, they know that this sort of move now at this point is likely as the waves remain undealt with. They know that Gaimin Gladiators are smoked up and looking to try and catch them.
They just saw that power shot as well too, so they know somebody was in the area here. Tofu puts down some vision. Gaimin.
Final few seconds here at the smoke for Gaimin Gladiators. They've been hit by the scan. Liquid, they've got good information on whereabouts Gaimin Gladiators are. They know that Gladiators are outside of the base and looking to make a play.
Insania
is ready to start charging towards them. They get the tail up, but it's only onto the one of them. They'll look towards Tofu. Quinn, he's able to get the freedom to get the Rolling Thunder off. The auras are out for Liquid. It's keeping Insania pretty tanky as Tofu. He'll get left behind. As you know, the leaps are there. He's actually able to jump away just in time.
Boxy.
The burst comes out over towards Boxy. The power shot for Dyrachyo. Gaimin Gladiators, the first that's going to kill out of this team fight. Ace, he'll get trapped back by the cogs. The rest of Gaimin Gladiators, they will want to look to try and turn and help him out. Ace getting brought low by the harassment on the familiars. Jump forward from Quinn. He's in with the burst. Looking towards Insania. Ace still alive. Finally falls. Double kill for miCKe. Nisha, he'll jump out with Orb. 33 is able to stay in on top of Celery. Nuke down the Marcy here with the Soul Assumption as Liquid. They'll still take the fight despite Gaimin Gladiators' willingness to try and tackle them. And now, immediately on with a push. Liquid, they're up to the top set of racks. miCKe and 33 able to claim those. And Quinn's found 33, but outside of the base, Quinn, can he get away from the rest of them? Dyrachyo doing his best to help out as he holds Insania back with the shackle shot. miCKe TPing in Quinn. Can he escape this? He's got shield crash up in a second. The blink's there. Down to the low ground. Dyrachyo caught back in by the Sprout. He turns, gets the shackle shot connection. Well down onto the two of them, but now he's started back away. Insania has the Cog connection. He's trapped in the Cogs. Dyrachyo, he's gone. Tofu. He's got one more leap still to play with if Liquid can stay on top of him. Quinn, he's still teasing around with him. I mean, if anything, just trying to keep Liquid's attention away from the base, away from the high ground.
This fight's lasted 90 seconds or something like that. And they do catch the arrow, but do they have any follow-up? Looks dangerous considering it.
He's tempted to try and look for these crazy plays. He knows there's the Fiend's Gate backup as Ace is ready to join with them. Then buyback comes out from Insania. Gaimin Gladiators, they're going to put everything into this fight, and Liquid's ready to try and return fire. The cogs are down. Quinn, his roll is about to come to an end. He's got a few more bounces left in. Turns towards Boxy with the swashbuckle, but the Shadow Realm's back up. Boxy's fine.
Quinn's still alive.
Quinn jumps over the shield crash. He's walking away from this one alive. As Quinn teasing around with Liquid. And despite this 14k gold deficit, Gaimin Gladiators, they continue to give Liquid these challenging team fights.
They're just trying to push the limits of their heroes. It's very risky plays that they're going for here, but it pays off. Insania buys back. They don't get that catch onto Quinn. He lives to see another day. The Aghanims is now finished. Still, massive gold lead, of course, for Liquid. miCKe still hasn't ages for about 80 seconds, getting closer and closer to that big item, the MKB, to deal with Dyrachyo. Good holds there at the least there for Gaimin, but they did end up losing the objectives.
Sure, top racks are gone. Progress made by Liquid. But without a doubt, Gaimin Gladiators, Tofu. Dodging the hook shot. miCKe wants to commit to this kill, but there's back up to Tofu. He's going to try and get the kill here. Wants the BKB, but miCKe's surrounded. He's not even going to get Tofu. Tofu gets away. miCKe, lost the age, is gone.
It's him versus the world.
The backup's starting to move in. Gaimin Gladiators, they want to try and tackle miCKe a second time. Celery's in with the Unleash, gets to dispose backwards. Nisha jumps in with the burst, but he can't save miCKe. miCKe gets taken out.
What
and
a beautiful
Quinn,
catch.
Rolling Thunder's back up. He's ready for the chase down. They look for Insania. Can he get the opening connection? He can. Insania trapped against the cliff. He'll try and jetpack away. The cogs are down, but Quinn's ready to dodge on through the cogs. Stay on top of him. Moves in with a swashbuckle. He's still living on a slither of health for Insania, but Quinn, he's going to blink back up. Jumps in with another shield crash. Quinn continues to toy with Liquid.
He's coming in so clutch. These catches, it's beautiful. miCKe not expecting his opponents. They have an advantage, but he just TPs alone in the middle of four, trying to get a pickup on just a position for Mirana.
I mean, it was so aggressive.
It's such a risk to go for that type of play. This is the first time it feels like this series that Liquid's making some big mistakes and Gaimin is capitalizing on them.
We'll see it again here, you know, Tofu just minding his own business, taunting about suddenly a very fun Nature's Prophet comes for him, but it's a good job Tofu. He's got the boys to back him up. They take out the Aegis, and at this point, panic starts to set in for Liquid. They know they have to do something to save miCKe. Nisha's in with a combo, but they cannot bail miCKe out of that mistake.
Gaimin's trying to snowball off of these kills too. They've got a moment, about 30 seconds at least till clock's up. They're trying to find another opportunity. Rolling Thunder in 10.
Quinn, he's really getting some momentum right now.
Oh, he put this TP in. miCKe. BKB up in 1 second.
Oh no, BKB's back up, but they're completely on top of him. Liquid, can they bail them out of this time round?
Coil on 4.
Look at the coil onto the 4, but Quinn was all able, ready able to get the roll up. Quinn, can he get the angle to go back in the field? We'll push back the rest of Quinn's teammates here. The Gaimin Gladiators, they've got the Aura's pop. Tace is ready to push on. They're ready to try and find some action from this one as the Firestorm pit. Drop down onto 33. Quinn comes in with a shield crash. They've separated 33 from the rest of the team. Insania comes in with his
Dyrachyo's gone.
On the side. They've got Dyrachyo. Can they get more? Quinn, this time round, he's run out of options. They'll get him this time. Ace goes for the TPI. He'll make it away. Celery as well. But Liquid, they won't let Gaimin Gladiators get away with that one. They felt that they had the chance to punish miCKe again. This time round, they did not. And as you say, at the moment, the BKB came back off cooldown for miCKe.
Literally last second. It was 1 second when they jumped him. It came up, he gets it off. He's able to reset a 4-man coil from Nisha. And 33, I actually don't even know how much damage he tanked in that fight because it felt like they were hitting him for it felt like 20-something seconds. And now Quinn then for 35. Liquid looking for the second set.
Let's see how much they can take here, Liquid. Tier 3 in the mid.
Everything dies so fast, these buildings.
Devil's got a halberd done on 33. He's ready to put a stop to that physical damage output from any of Gaimin Gladiators' cores. The mid racks going down. Liquid. How
Back
much
to
more do they
business.
want to stick around for? The full lineup of Gaimin Gladiators back in play. Liquid will respect that.
Amp damage up top too. Nisha, he's gonna want that one. 7-1 and 14 on this puck. The damage has been absolutely insane from him so far. And miCKe, he does have that big damage item now. On top of all the rest that he has to tank himself up, the MKB is finished. Gaimin have had some decent fightbacks climbing back into this game. It's getting harder and harder, it feels like, though.
And they've never quite been able to slow down that progress that Liquid's been making throughout it all.
It's just been growing and growing and growing. And it's not just that gold. The experience is also pretty darn high. Liquid just feeling very comfortable now in these upcoming moments. 2 racks is to pressure. The lanes are always going to give all the information they need. And the scaling just continues to grow. And while for Gaimin, the scaling is mostly just still increasing on dyrachyo. Yes, he has these amplifies, but more and more answers coming out for him.
Ooh, amplified damage and an arcane.
And an octarine that he just
Nisha.
purchased before.
This next fight could get messy.
And they just don't really have great control to hold this puck down by any means.
Ace. They're going to try and get the jump on him outside of the base. Nisha starting to tease around. Got Quinn on a hook shot. Not going to quite get the connection in. Now the backup comes in. Quinn in with a rolling thunder by Ace. He's out of the game. We'll see if he considers the buyback. He has got it available. Quinn turning over towards Insanian out of the side. Ace holding back on the buyback for now. So Fu quickly tops to the side. Nisha is back in with the 3-man waiting with the solo. Dyrachyo's been caught in the sprout. He's gone. They get Dyrachyo. They get Quinn. The buybacks they have to come out now as Liquid are onto the tier 4s.
3 buybacks.
I'll push Liquid back for now.
Nisha resetting.
The triple core buyback. Liquid know if they can take out any of these cores once more, they may have just died here.
They're just getting poked and prodded. They can't even walk up to harass anyone. 33 is taking literally no damage, it feels like.
They get the jump in. Celery's trying to open up with the Unleash. Nisha's in with the 2-man silence. Push back. There's the
Coil
jump
on
as
3.
well. The coil is onto the 3 of them. Quinn caught in the sprout. Will be able to break out. Nisha getting beaten up pretty hard by the Unleash. Boxy toying around with the terrorized threat. 33, again, so tanky.
He's so
tanky. Back in with the Dispose, but again, they're fully focusing him with the Terrorize. It's out onto the 4 of them. Boxy gets the setup. Celery's out. Another buyback has to come into play. Nisha, 4-man waiting rip. The 4-man scout comes off the curse grab. Boxy toying with the ball. They'll still manage to scramble their way back to the fountain, though, Gaimin Gladiators. But this time, Ace, he's out for 70. Slide forward from Celery. They get the stun opening onto Insanian 33, but they don't have the follow-up damage to get the kills. The buildings are being focused. Liquid, we're going to claim the Mega Creep. Rolling for Quinn. We get the angle to 33. Nisha, he's going to be able to kill them outside of the fountain. They're running out of buybacks, Gaimin Gladiators. Liquid, they'll get the final racks. 33, he'll fall though. He'll immediately buy back as the Mega Creeps are out. Liquid, they want to keep this push going. Gaimin Gladiators, it's just 3 against the world now. The tier 4's going down. Liquid, have they done it here? The coil onto the 2 of them as Liquid are getting the space to focus down the ancient. Jump forward to one Nisha, but the auras are out.
Down goes Dyrachyo.
He's out. Liquid
are doing it.
To the ancient. Liquid are absolutely doing it. GG is cold. Team Liquid.
Unbelievable. How many series was it in best of 5 that they could not bring it to Gaimin Gladiators? But when it mattered at TI this time around, they've done it in a spectacular fashion. 3-0 with Nature's Prophet first pick every single game.
Absolutely. The play from Liquid and the style that they do it in, it was phenomenal. Nisha on his puck at level 118. We saw him got so far in previous TIs, so close to the Aegis. This time he's able to do it. And again, as you mentioned, so many grand finals where Team Liquid, they fell at the final hurdle. And this time it made it seem like there was no hurdle at all. They stormed through these 3 games.
Only that first game, only those first 10 minutes of that first game looked problematic. These 2 in particular, they just ran the show. The entire team just looking absolutely amazing. Nisha claiming that title at 33 and claimed it for the 2nd time.
A different team, a different style, a different meta, but 33 still having what it takes, especially when it comes to him getting his hands on the Visage. Completely unstoppable, and Gaimin Gladiators, so many times they managed to take the championship titles in events as big as this one, but this time round they couldn't quite do it.